As November looms here in the Palmetto State, AC Flora looks for their 6th ever 10-plus win season in school history and their 2nd under head coach Ken Floyd. They look to do it against a familiar opponent as York in round 2 this season. It's game number 1 and round 1 of the SCHSL High School League playoffs. And Jeff, we're here at home.
Yeah.
Hopefully one of multiple, but as of only now, just one home game.
Yeah. Well, we're really pulling for Lancaster.
Yeah, we are big Bruins fans tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, good to be here. Good night.
It's the walk up the steps, as we both now figured out, sweating, just a little bit, just a little sweating, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, there's no November chill. All right, we're going to go ahead and call my dad real quick, and then in a few minutes we'll call Haynes. But let me pull. I'm just going to assume that. I shouldn't assume. Let me make sure that Bluetooth. Oh, wait, why am I connected to that? I'm connected to Starlink. Turn off Wi-Fi there. Bluetooth. What is this? This is Test Cam Mixcast. Okay,
I mean,
good. We're connected. All right, we're going to call my dad.
Okay.
Hey, Alex.
Hey,
how's it going?
You're live on the stream. Don't curse.
Good. Can't wait till the game starts. I'm just so eager.
Yeah. It looks like we got about 16.
We got to show it. This is it. This is everything.
Yep.
And so I think we're a tough. We're a tough team now. We've been tested the whole season long, and I think we've really developed into a really fine team. So we're going to see how we play.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about it.
Yep, this is the season that counts, playoffs.
Yeah, you start clean.
It's like it's a new season, but at the same time, we've been preparing for this all season long, I think.
Awesome. Well, enjoy the stream. Does it look good on your end?
Oh, beautiful. The sound and the picture are excellent.
Okay, excellent. All right.
All right.
Yeah, enjoy the stream.
Give us a good show.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Forgot how to turn off the phone.
It's all good.
All right, we're going to call Haynes right after the band plays the national anthem and alma mater.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's colors are being presented by the AC Flora Falcon Battalion. Commanding the color guard and carrying the United States flag is Cadet Captain Edenfield. Carrying the state flag is Cadet Private Carla McCrae. Carrying the school flag is Cadet Captain Alasia McNeely. The two guards are Cadet Staff Sergeant Cheyenne McNeely and Cadet First Sergeant Sumter. So ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the national anthem performed by the AC Flora Falcon Regiment, conducted by the Director of Bands, Mr. Kevin Sweat. Now join us as we honor our school with the performance of the alma mater.
Okay, we're back.
Let's go.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and call Haynes.
We got about 10 minutes before kickoff, so plenty of time to now
Perfect.
rest
Yeah.
and relax before we have to actually care again.
That's right. Xcast, yes.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right. How are you?
Doing all right. Getting ready for playoffs.
Yeah. This is the best season.
Oh yeah.
Better than lacrosse, Jeff?
Well, it's the best fall season sport part of the fall season. I don't know. Oh man. So did you watch when we played at York earlier in the season?
Yeah, that was right after South Point, right?
Yeah, and then it like rained the entire night.
Yeah. So yeah, we were trying to get into motion after losing our big guy
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
blindside, and then try to deal with the rain, and then once that late third quarter, fourth quarter rolled in, everything just started been smooth sailing since then.
Yeah, we had
leading
like
up to this game.
We had like 3 touchdowns within I don't know, a 5-minute period or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was it sucked to lose Juice Thompson. But I guess the offensive line's been playing pretty good the last couple games.
I think we fixed a lot of holes that we had going into the York game back over a month ago, and it feels like we've really moved into what we hopefully can be the rest of the season, which is dominant.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh man. So this York team. So what do? They running quarterback.
Yes,
a lot of running.
Very much running quarterback, and Freeman is pretty much their whole offense.
Yeah.
Passing for over 1,200 yards this season and rushing for nearly 400. He's the conductor of that offense, and if we can shut him down, the rest of the team falls. But of course, as Coach Brown said, Kai is their guy. Number 2 for York, going to be their star player. They're going to want to give him the ball every possible chance they get. Of course, our number 1's got to try to shut him down this evening.
Yeah. Zell's been really awesome this year. Lots of big plays. What are you looking for, Haynes, tonight?
Well, get off to a hot start. I mean, like you said, it's dry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're looking to get off a hot start too. So
yeah. And they've been a tough game. Like they were tough, obviously, at their place. They were a tough game last year when we played them here during the regular season. So, yeah, you kind of have to just play mistake-free football. And I mean, we got the players to be able to score lots of points. So.
Yeah, that's one thing playing region teams is, familiar foes.
Yes.
And we got a lot of them in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it's 6 out of 7 from our region are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
RNE is the only
crazy.
one. Yeah, it's not.
I guess Drill wrapped up their bid last week or something like that.
Yeah, they got the 15 seed, which is actually the last seed for upper state because like the 16 seed is a lower state.
Kind of like how York was 2 years ago in baseball, right? Yeah, just how they met the mix and match.
Yeah.
I think 4A was the one who got stripped the most when they did all the realignment.
Yeah. So Dreer had to go up to Daniel tonight.
That's not fun.
Although we have to go, it's I guess slightly further. If we win tonight, go up to Seneca tomorrow, next Friday.
Yeah.
So even beating Camden, we didn't get a second round home game either.
Nope.
It's
no, it's Chapin's fault.
Yeah, 0-10 Chapin is the reason for that. So you can thank our old friends over there, the one that Jeff makes fun of every week.
I know. I was so happy going 0-10 and it cost us a road or across this a home game in the playoffs.
You never know. Lancaster could upset Seneca, and we could have a very easy drive next week.
They could. That'd be great.
Other than that, Jeff will be leaving probably like 3 o'clock or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
Awesome. Well, yeah, Haynes, enjoy the game.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Y'all take care.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you.
See ya.
Yeah, for those at home, rule number 2 of broadcasting, of course, rule number 1 is always have tape on hand. Rule number 2 is as long as your spotting boards make sense to you, that's all that matters. And Coach Navarro found that out firsthand, trying to read all my crap that's thrown together, because I have everything color coded. And he's like,
Yeah.
"What do you?" He's like trying to read it. I'm like, I'm sorry, it just makes sense to me, and that's kind of what I've gone with at that point. So,
Yeah.
because like my career stats are in Flora blue, and my last game stats are in Flora red. So,
Yeah.
because I've done my I color code things, so I did my
Yeah.
due diligence and use like the little button to like take the Flora blue off of our website.
Should we let stream in on what we're looking for as far as milestones, or just let it be a surprise?
Oh, I mean, it's up to you, Jeff. What do you think? I mean, I think everyone knew it was kind of creepy.
Yeah. So Roper is, what'd you say, 137 away?
I think it's 47, but that 137. Yes.
137 away from 8,000 for his career.
So that means he either hit it quarter 1 or quarter 2, and
Yeah.
barring hopefully everything goes smoothly, which it's been a very smooth sailing. As we said, pretty much since South Point, it's been pretty smooth sailing. We had a little rough patch in the end of the York game, or the end of for most of the York game, and then the end of Camden, and seems like we've very much righted the ship after. Could have been a very scary second half of the year after we were really banged up. I was talking to Floyd, and again, we were just like, yeah, it was a very weird spot we were in last game. I mean, Brett Epps was playing out of position. Isaiah Curry was playing after kind of getting yanked from the bench after Juice went down. Grady Bell was left tackle. Jamari Carmichael was playing through a injury. I mean, the whole offensive line was makeshift, and you had a bunch of injuries, just like Kendall got hurt in the York game. So a bunch of just kind of concocting mess came into York. Plus, as Coach Floyd said, the only time I've ever said this. He looked at me and said it was a bad week of practice, and I was like, that's not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And so since then, though, we've really much turned the ship around, and it's been a very, very, very good last month of the season for us. And the coaching staff and the team seems very confident heading into playoffs. We look forward to hopefully following them as long as possible.
Yeah.
Captains, of course, for AC Flora from left to right: Brett Epps, Katie Daniels, Isaiah Watson, and Grady Bell. So Grady back at his number 4 number. He was 53 for a while as he was playing left tackle, but now we've been able to kind of mix and match some people back in where we need to go, and seems like we've figured out what our offensive line can be without Juice, which is still good. And I think a big part of that, Jeff, is an emerging Jalen Simmons.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's looked really good in the backfield.
Correct. And I think for York, from left to right on your screen, that's the quarterback, Tayshawn Freeman. I believe it's number 5, T.C. Douglas, next to him. Number 0, Carter Ferris, the one next to Douglas. And then big number 9, Sadiq Worthy. As York, they put their banner on the other side of the field, Jeff, which is interesting because then they got to walk all the way across their sideline and run to the other side of the field.
Oh, yeah, instead of that corner. Yeah.
I thought he was already down in the press box, to be honest.
Yeah. So they removed the microphone that was providing the press box with a little sound, so they're well, not blind, they're deaf in the
Yes.
press box tonight.
Well, I trust Montague down there,
Yeah.
We'll make sure we're.
No, pay attention. Yeah.
Did you even see the toss?
No.
I have no idea. Everyone at home can tell us if we got the ball or not. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We were too busy worried about the press box that we just ignored what was going on in the field in front of us.
Oh, whoops. Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
I strained one of my HDMI cords.
My monitor's still working, so I'm very very happy about that. It's still on stream. You're good.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a problem though.
Oh, gotcha.
We'll see.
Tell your girlfriends you'll be. I can't read the bottom. Next.
Next Friday.
Oh, you'll be busy next Friday, I guess. Hopefully that's something.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not sure what next Friday is. Maybe that's.
Well, I think it's like available next Friday.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I mean, the plan is to hopefully be here. Of course, we'll be keeping you updated with the Seneca Lancaster store.
Yeah.
Seneca wins, we have to go on the road, which is a very long drive for me and Jeff. Barring, of course, we actually don't know if they're on a stream or not. We have to kind of wait and see.
No. Yeah, we don't know yet.
We have no idea. And then, of course, if a Lancaster win, an upset, of course, we'll be back here, which will be kind of cool, but kind of annoying because we'll play the same region twice. Well, hopefully 3 times in a row, because after that is number one in the state, South Point.
South Point, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then Camden after that.
Just play our whole region yet again.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, there's one year. Oh, the year that we lost to South Point or South Florence. We played that same region the entire playoffs.
It'd be interesting to see if South Florence, if we make it that far against South Florence, because we haven't really talked about the Bruins, but they are a very good football team that's on the other side of the bracket, so we won't have to talk about them for a while. As AC Flora with a bunch of JV call-ups making their first appearance here at Memorial Stadium for a varsity-level game. We'll get the call-up round 1 of the playoffs, and hopefully a milestone for Roper Wensky, another one.
Oh, man. All right.
Seems like everyone's ready to rock and roll. York has been giving us some trouble, Jeff. As we talked about earlier this year.
Yeah.
Very close game, actually tied going into the fourth quarter. The only game AC Flora has been tied in the fourth quarter against anybody all season before the Falcons eventually pulled away. And then the flip side of that, last year, it was only a 7-point victory here for AC Flora against York. So it's just kind of a very weird York team that just plays us very well in pretty much any sport that we play.
Yeah.
We're hoping to get their number tonight and make this an easy Friday night, but of course it never goes to plan, and it was very kind of, usually when I talk to Floyd, he's very, very energetic, he's really excited. This was a very focused Coach Floyd tonight. He seems like he's ready to take on the world if they called on him to, and I feel like tonight he's trying to bring that mentality to his team of they want to win and they want to be focused in playing their best football now going forward, because again, you slip up, you're going home.
Yeah.
There's no tomorrow if you lose tonight.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And it seems like they've prepared for this like it's any other game. Sometimes you get to the playoffs and the teams they act different, and you don't want to do that.
No.
You want to prepare like you would every other week.
Correct, and I feel like that's what's going to be happening. Of course, AC Flora, we talked about it a little bit, but banged up going into the York game earlier. This is pretty much the healthiest we're probably going to be the rest of the year. Of course, Coach Anderson joking with me that our one injury is Juice, who has a really bad thumb injury, for those who don't know, obviously. And he's just being a wimp and not playing.
Yeah.
Of course, he tore his ACL, so Juice is on the sideline here tonight, but he will not be making a return. But everyone else seems to be good to go. That includes Monty Lafitte, who was banged up last week, and Isaiah Watson, who was a game-time decision last week. Everything else is good to go, and Grant Hill will boot this one away. He'll pooch it to the far side of the field, and let's have some fun. Cougars, Falcons, round 2 here in 2025. He'll turn it upfield, the return man, and run into a cast of Falcons. The first man to greet him is number 25. That is a JV call-up, I believe. Or no, number 25 or 21. I think it was Cabanas.
Yeah.
Number 25 does not play kickoff duties, but a couple of JV call-ups. And now the defense will come out for the first time this evening against a York team that they handled pretty well in the first game. Of course, it was a rainy, muggy game, but the one to watch is number 7 to Sean Freeman. And as I suspected, Jeff, Caleb Sanders not out there. Their main running back has not played since, I believe, the game against South Point.
Oh, man.
1st and 10 for York on their own 30 between the hashes, going from left to right. Freeman will give it off to TC Douglas, running straight upfield, and he gets taken down. Had a hole, but it was closed quickly. I believe Isaiah Watson and Brennan Williams made the tackle, a 2-yard gain.
We got Blake and Kendall at cornerback.
As I said, Kendall was going to be starting as well as Blake, and I believe Azell may, if you're familiar with basketball, he may get a box-and-one type treatment when he'll be following number 2 all around the field. 2nd and 8 from York. They're on their own 32 between the hashes. Very quiet atmosphere here this evening as Freeman drops back, looks for a quick curl route, caught by Kai Davis inside the 40, and that's all he'll get, wrapped up immediately by Kendall Bird. Kai gets to the 39 before he's spun down, a gain of 6, or a gain of 7, excuse me. It'll be 3rd and short.
Falcon fans, it's 3rd
Number 2 is who they want to get the ball to. Kai Davis, the junior, with 270 yards, but that doesn't tell his story. He is their guy. Lining up lone down low here against Bird as Zell giving him some help. 3rd and 1 for York on the inside hash, near hash, going from left to right on their own 39. Pitches out to Douglas, running to the far side. He's got a crease to the 45, and he gets taken down. Looked like topped over. I believe it was Jordan Davis on the stop, but a pickup of 9 yards there for Douglas gives York a first down here on their opening drive.
Number 5, T.C. Douglas on the field.
Falcons defense has been one of their strong points. We talk about the offense all the time. The defense has been stellar, giving up just under 13 points a game to opposing defenses. 1st and 10 for York on their own 48 between the hashes. Handoff up the middle. It's the backup Mitchell who gets the carry. Spins out of 1 tackle, bounces outside to the far side past the 40, up past the 35 to the 30 before Monty Lafitte catches him at the 30 and spins out of bounds.
So a block in the back that they missed.
Well, not ideal, and a York moves past midfield on their opening possession. A big-time 22-yard gain from Iman Mitchell. Looks like he was able to break out of the initial front 4, and then Monty had to catch him up. 1st and 10 for York on the far hash on their own 30 here in the opening drive. Freeman drops back looking near side. Now he'll take off and run. Sidesteps one man past the 30, goes to the 25, shouldering down near the 20. But he's toppled over. It looks like Monty Lafitte at the bottom of the pile again. 7-yard carry for Freeman, and that's what he brings, Jeff, his run and pass abilities.
Yeah, in previous years, running quarterbacks have always been a challenge. I mean, they're a challenge for most teams, but...
Yes. 2nd and 3 on the 23. Freeman drops back, looking to the near side. In the flat, caught by Mitchell outside the 20. Makes one man miss, Pickett to the 10. Tries to go to the 5 before he's drugged to the turf. Another nice gain, and that was Jordan Davis on the stop at the AC Flora 6. Mitchell, a swing pass. I believe that is 17 yards, the reception. So York giving AC Flora some trouble yet again in the first 3 minutes of this one. Now down in the red zone inside the 10. 1st and goal on the near hash on the 6. 5 wide. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. 3 up top, 2 down low. Puts one in motion. Mitchell from bottom to top. He'll keep it on the power option. Run straight upfield to a cast of Falcons. And he may get a yard on the play. At the bottom of the pile, Jordan Davis, who, looking back through last game, Jeff, it felt like he was everywhere. 10 tackles for the middle linebacker.
Yeah, 5 wide. That was clearly going to be a run.
Yes, that is that's your Norris Sellers play. If you play on College Football 26, just put everyone wide and put him up the middle and let him get some yards. Freeman got 1, but that's it. So 2nd and goal on the 5 of AC Flora. York trying to punch it in on their opening possession with 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. Freeman gets the snap. Play action to Mitchell, rolling out to the left. Looking to the end zone. That ball is caught for a touchdown. Looks to be the tight end, TJ Bratton, who made the reception. Got a shot at the end, but he holds on. It's now 6-0 York to open the game. Well, we saw York do this. Their whole offensive line on the far side. The only man lined up in formation is the center, the holder, and the kicker. We're trying to see if they can catch the Falcons off guard. Looks like AC Flora's not going to bite, though. And now the offensive line will go into position here. Zan Walling on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Ball flutters through, and York has already scored more points than they did last time against the Falcons. It's a 7-0 lead for the Cougars. Well, a very balanced attack for York. 6 rushes, 5 receptions, and 5 passes, and it feels like it was a very strong start for the Cougars after, we were hyping up for AC Flora. You fail to neglect, and I talked to Coach Floyd about this. He said, we know them very well, but they also know us, and that goes for both sides. So they know our tendencies, we know theirs, and their tendencies won that first drive.
Yeah, I didn't like it. not a fan.
Really, I wonder why.
No, it's all right. It was a good drive by York.
Very good drive, but a lot of football left to play. And, of course, our Falcons with They're overwhelming. I think, what did we have last week? 15 seniors-ish?
Yeah, something like that.
A lot of seniors looking to take their final game here at Memorial Stadium. And looks like the ever so dangerous Blake Patet will jog to the back line along with Azel Banag. Of course, Azel is getting a lot of interest from college scouts, and number 1 has been everywhere for AC Flora. He and Blake are around the 10 as Walling will boot this one deep for the Cougars. Falcons in their all red, York in their all whites. 7-0 lead for the Cougars with 8:24 to go. Walling will pooch this one to the far side. Charlie Scott takes it in up near the 25, looking to run all the way to the near side of the field, trying to follow his blockers, and he gets wrapped up and dropped to the 30. It was Ben Moe, the linebacker for York, who wrapped him up. Charlie just trying to let the blocks settle up, and he could not find one. So he'll turn it over to his ever so dangerous offense, and Roper Wensky, who's looking for a good 2 drives and to notch 8,000 career yards as an AC Flora Falcon. 1st and 10 on their own 31 for AC Flora. Pistol with Simmons in the backfield. 2 receivers down low between the hashes. And now a false start is Josh Davis. Looks like he may have flinched early. Well, back AC Flora up 5. And you know, it's a very interesting thing to happen, Jeff, because last week I was going to mention one of actually our least penalized games all season, only 25 penalty yards last week. So.
Yeah, no, that's been really good.
Very good. So 1st and 15 now on their own 26. Pistol looking for a screen to the near side. Davis at the 25, past the 30, turns it upfield to the 35, barreling over near the 40 before he gets taken down by a couple of Cougars.
Pancake block by Blake.
Yeah, Blake is a very good blocker. We don't talk about that enough. And a 15-yard reception for a 1st down. Tackle made by Hayden Atkins for York. You know, it's weird, Jeff. The last time we were really far away from York, and I really couldn't see with the no monitor and with all my sheets kind of jumbled. So yeah. I can now kind of finally see the Cougars in front of me. 1st and 10 in the gun. Handoff to the near side to Simmons, who gets just tripped up. Jalen Simmons had a career day, but Jamad Moore takes him down after a 3-yard pickup to the AC Flora 44. Well, Jalen Simmons had his signature moment as an AC Flora Falcon last week. 45 out of 47 yards in their second to final drive to ice away the game last week. And Simmons, 125 yards on 22 carries, his 3rd 100-yard game for AC Flora this season. Lines up on the right hip of Roper. 2nd and 7, AC Flora at their own 44 in the near hash. Low snap, Wensky collects near pass to Charlie Scott, who slips, and it's taken in by Kai Davis, intercepted after off the deflection of Charlie Scott. Blake catches him at the 41, but York with a lightning start here. Looks like a low snap caused a little bit of miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver. The deflection goes into the hands of Kai Davis, and just like that, York gets a turnover. Well, not ideal, and now York trying to go up. They lead 7-0 with 7:12 left to go here in the 1st quarter against the home AC Flora Falcons in game 1 of the playoffs. They're on the far hash on the AC Flora 41. In the gun, Freeman looking for a near side screen. Thrower has it, but he gets immediately taken down. Looks like thrower slipped. However, Brandon Williams is right there on the stop, a loss of 2. Brandon had 4 tackles for loss last week as a linebacker. He gets his 1st right there. As Tamir Thrower on the reception. So 2nd and 12, York lining up on AC Flora's 43 in the near hash. Just over halfway to go here in this 1st quarter. In the gun is Freeman. He'll get the snap. Dropping back, looking to the near side. Now he'll tuck the ball and try to scramble out to the far side of the 40. Turns upfield to the 35. Flag comes in late as looks like Freeman will spin near the 30. Tackled by a couple of Falcons. Nasir Walker, the end, caught him. However, flag came all the way back at the 45. 15 yards from where Freeman ended up, and it will be a hold on the Cougars.
Got a player from York down on the near side, too.
Yeah, that's not ideal. That's their running back, T.C. Douglas, who was already backing up Caleb Sanders. Again, we talked about how Sanders was their main man earlier in the season against the team when this 1st game happened. And so far, it's just been Douglas who will get up under his own power and will walk off. Well, we've now seen Freeman burn us twice, Jeff. We not put a spy on him. Do you think we're going to start putting a spy on their running quarterback?
Yeah, it looks like that would be the move instead of having Azell shade toward number 2. But
I feel like with the conditions last time we played him, didn't really result in Freeman showing off his arm. He's seen him make a couple nice passes here to start this game, and I feel like that's made our defense kind of back up. I'd like to see really the defensive line that Coach Flake called disruptive earlier today. And he said it all starts with number 30 and number 50, Williams and Watson. Those two are in the backfield every single play, it feels like. A combined 37 tackles for loss between the two. Some would say that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he has highlighted especially Brandon Williams, the junior, with 24 tackles for loss this season. He has been a monster in the backfield. So subbing in for the injured Douglas is Iman Mitchell. As we're looking.
It was?
I think they're making sure the ball is spotted correctly.
Well, it was 2nd and 12, so it should be 22. There you go. Now they got it.
So 2nd and 22, as you said, Jeff. York backed up on their side of the 50 now, on their 47 near hash, going from left to right. Freeman in the gun. He'll get the snap, and now will be a design quarterback drawn, but he gets stuffed behind the line. Acasta Falcons greet him. It's Nasir Walker who hits him first, and Isaiah Watson on cleanup duty. Loss of 2 on the play.
I think the running back's kind of regretting trying to block Azell.
Well, it looked like a design quarterback keeper as I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. However, Freeman had nowhere to go, and as we called the D-line disruptive, right there they showed you why. They all caved in at once. So 3rd and 24 for York on their own 45. Looking for dropping back, and Freeman gets out of 1. It was Peyton Bishop who had him wrapped up. Walker giving chase. He rolls out to the far side. Incomplete. A pass thrown near the AC Flora 45. It was intended for Isom, I believe, if I'm saying that name correctly. Brandon Williams in coverage. Either him or Azell. I wasn't able to see if it was a 9 or a 1. Yeah. Nonetheless, it's 4th down, and York will boot this one away.
Always a fan of pressuring the quarterback on 3rd and long.
Yes, Peyton Bishop almost had his first sack of the game, and Nasir made Freeman have to throw on the run on the far side of the field. Would have been well short of the first down anyway, so not terrible. As Kendall Bird, the lone man, back at his own 20 for punt duties. Walling, the punter for York, at his own 32 to boot this one away.
Nobody split out.
No, and it's a good snap. Flora brings it. KD can't get there. A nice punt from Walling that hits inside the Falcon 30 and will roll inside the 20 towards the 15 before it angles and stops at the 16 for the Falcons.
After the Dirty Bird defense holds.
Well, after the interception, the defense does their job. Gets York to go technically 3 and out. However, it was a couple plays longer than 3 with the penalties. It's now the unofficial all-time leading passing leader for AC Flora will come out now for the 2nd time after an interception that kind of was his fault, kind of not. You just live with it with the deflection.
Yeah, it wasn't like he threw it. It was a little bit behind.
Yes. Play action now looking to Charlie Scott on the far screen. Past the 20, turns upfield on the left turners to the 30. He steps out of bounds. Charlie outran everybody, but it just couldn't keep out of the sideline. A 13-yard reception. That's good for a 1st down. Charlie had his career mark over 1,000 last week as Falcons going quickly 1st and 10. A pitch to the far side. Simmons tries to get to the 30, but he's strung up and dropped. More in Kai Davis on the stop. They will give him a pickup of 1 on Simmons' 2nd carry. So AC Flora moving quickly, 2nd and 9 on their own 30 far hash, going from right to left. 5 to go here in the 1st quarter. Leslie gets a snap, pitches it out here to the far side to Josh Davis, who gets tattooed and driven back after a gain of a yard or 2 on the play. They'll mark him at the AC Flora 32.
Brings up 3rd and 7 for AC Flora.
Davis will come off. 3rd and 7 for AC Flora. They need their own 39 for a 1st down. 4:30 to go here in the 1st quarter. York leads 7-0 on the road, trying for an upset bid against the number 3 team in 4A.
Early appearance by Matt Huey.
He is. He's lined up top, and ball is snapped, but it's blown dead before it gets to Roper's hands. We'll have to see what the flag's on, but usually it's not good for the offense. Or no.
Oh.
Never mind. It is good for the offense. Encroachment, and of course, in high school rules, it is blown dead no matter if it impacted the play or not. Of course, in more pros and college level, if it's encroachment, they only blow the play dead if it would have directly impacted how Roper, of course, the quarterback, would have moved. In that sense, looked like York just lined up offsides, but you'd still blow it dead. So 3rd and 2 for AC Flora. They're now on their own 37. Handoff up the middle to Simmons, who runs it forward, powers past the first down, gets past the 40, shoulders a man near the 45. Simmons starting to show off his ability, tackled by Atkins, the linebacker, and it looks like another Falcon is down. This one looks like it's the right tackle, McGowan. 8-yard carry for Simmons, his best run of the day. But we'll take a second on the injured player. And it looks like this may be time for Grady Bell to go switch his number, Jeff.
Yeah. I guess he is the 6th lineman, huh? Oh, and is he doing it?
Yeah, that's why I called it out, sorry.
Cheating.
Not to like discredit the McGowan injury, which he is up and coming off his own power, which is a really good sign, just holding his, looks to be his tailbone, which I think one of my high school teachers used to play hockey, said I landed on my tailbone once, didn't feel good at all. Probably landed on it right there, so. Right now, we'll make a quick switch. It looks like it's going to be Isaiah Curry coming in. However, Grady Bell is switching his numbers currently on the sideline as Coach Anderson helping him out. Spinney will run on his extra lineman. It was an 8-yard carry for Simmons, which is good for a first down. Falcons' first 3rd down conversion this evening, as they're 52% on the season in that category. Falcons line up between the hashes. 1st and 10 on their own 45. 2 receivers down low for Roper. And Roper hit the hard count and another offsides call. This will be on the near defensive end, Connor Sweat. We see Sweat in multiple sports. Of course, he's very much active on the baseball diamond. And right there, he jumps offsides on the gridiron. Gives AC Flora a free 5. And McGowan will have to still set a play. He wanted to come back in, but got to technically set a play after he went down. Glad to see him back up. I think Grady Bell, Jeff, put on the inner uniform, then immediately take it off to put back his number 4.
Oh, good. Well, that's a good sign.
Very good sign. Well, he's running back in. 1st and 5 at midfield. Falcons hand it off to Simmons, who runs it straight upfield, plunging forward towards the York 45 before he gets tag teamed by a couple of Cougars at the bottom of the pile. Looks to be Zoe Miller. It's a 5-yard pickup and good for another AC Flora first down. And now McGowan will come back in. And we'll move into the Cougar territory for the first time this evening. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for York. 1st and 10 for AC Flora on the Cougar 45. Roper gets the snap, looking downfield. He'll roll out of pressure to the near side and just chuck this one away as pressure was looming in his face. Got taken down by Moore. And now we'll have to see what the officials rule if he got out of the tackle box. Roper rolled, pretty much tried to roll to the near side, but then dropped a little farther back and just threw it away. Josh Davis was in the area, and that's what I believe they're going to rule.
Yeah, you don't have to be out of the tackle box if you have a receiver near and the ball got past the line of scrimmage.
So, 2nd and 10 for AC Flora on the 45 between the hashes. Lining up on the Cougar 45. We'll hand it off to Simmons, who runs a counter to the near side. Now cuts it back upfield, plunging forward, trudging his way near the 40. But he gets taken down at the 42 of the Cougars. A 3-yard carry, excuse me. Coach Floyd has said Simmons had separated himself from the rest of the running backs, and we've seen that here. He's been the predominant back in the first quarter. 2nd and 7 for the Falcons. They line up on the York 42, going from right to left. Roper drops back, looks to roll out near the near side, escapes one rusher, still looking downfield across the middle, caught by Batet inside the 35 to the 30, hard hit, shoulders a man to the 29, and then he will get taken down. Sadiq Worthy on the stop, but he was the man who took a brunt of the contact. They mark him down at the 28-yard line, a 14-yard pitch and catch from Roper to Blake. It's Batet's first reception today.
He hits hard whether he's going after the ball or going with the ball.
Correct. He had a couple of hard hits last week on the defensive side, and right there, shoulders worthy. He does go down to the turf, but he delivered the hit. 1st and 10 on the Cougar 28 near hash. Wensky with a pistol formation with Simmons behind him. He'll get the snap, a pitch to the near side, and gets met in the backfield by Moore and driven back. The linebacker read that one all the way. It's a loss of 4.
Yeah, untouched going through. Jeez.
Well, the Falcons ran that a lot last week against Camden. It felt like York had that one scouted pretty well. Long wait pause between these next two plays. 2 minutes here to go in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for York. AC Flora has it a 2nd and 14 on the York 32 near hash. Wensky in the gun will hand it off to Simmons. Runs it left. He's got a crease past the 25 to the 20. Turns it upfield to the 15 before he's shoved out of bounds by Worthy. And Simmons right on cue. A big time run. Moves the chains for AC Flora. Goes all the way to the Cougar 14 in the 18-yard run. Off the legs of Simmons. He's been hot. Now AC Flora in the red zone. 88% of the time they come away with points here. 1st and 10 on the Cougar 14 near hash. Wensky in the gun, but looks like everyone moved first. A little late on the snap with Brett Epps, and I think he's kind of trying to say maybe the defense may have impacted that one.
Oh,
That's what Brett's trying to argue. I believe everyone on the York side saying the opposite.
Disconcerting. Wait, what is it called? Disconcerting calls?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, they made a new rule in the NFL and through all football the last couple of years. The defense cannot impede, so, if they're like mimicking a snap call or something along that lines.
Yeah, we have that in high school football here.
Yes. So it seemed like it was a
1st and 15, ball spotted at the 19-yard line.
feels like that one, Brett and I think Josh was the one who was pointing over there as well, but it will go in favor of the Cougars. So 1st and 15 for AC Flora, now at the York 19-yard line. Roper only had 2 touchdowns last week through the air. Gotta imagine he's looking for one here. He'll be in the gun. He'll get the snap on the near hash, dropping straight back. He'll dance around in the pocket, roll to the right, still looking downfield. Stops inside the 25, still directing traffic. Now a roll to the near side, escapes one tackler at the 30. Still looking downfield. He'll just chuck this one to the end zone and incomplete. Kendall Bird tried to make an acrobatic one-handed grab on the near sideline. He could not. Wensky took a shot at the end of the play. No flag. And it will be a lot of drama for a 2nd and 15 now. It's only Wensky's 3rd incompletion today.
Yeah, good blocking there. Good blocking by, was that Simmons and running back?
Yes, and a good job from Roper. He looked like he could have been dead to rights about at the 25 and escaped a tackler. So 2nd and 15, AC Flora at the Cougar 19 near hash. 5 wide, 3 up top for the Falcons. Roper looking for the quick slant to Charlie Scott at the 15. Tries to escape one. He cannot. He gets shoestring tackled at around the 14-yard line. Before the rest of the Cougars came up, the first man to greet him, I believe, was Moore yet again. The linebacker may have saved a touchdown. If Charlie Scott gets free, he's so quick, there may not be a Cougar to catch him. Charlie's 3rd reception here on the evening. It'll be 3rd and 10 for AC Flora. Just over a minute to go in this first quarter. 7-0 lead for the visiting York Cougars. Looking for an upset bid here in round 1 of the SCHSL playoffs. And now Coach Floyd, before we get there, will burn his first timeout. First timeout for either side. And so far it feels like it's been very much a weird kind of game, Jeff. It feels like whenever we get a little bit of momentum, something brings us back. And right now we're in line for hopefully a big 3rd down play that can try to get us to the end zone. Well, before we get there, if I can find where I put it.
There you go.
Oh. I was going to. Well,
I got one.
That works too. Oh, there it is.
Right there.
Sorry, I was sitting there looking at the top. Well, open enrollment for Marketplace individual and family health insurance plans is happening right now. Discover what your local South Carolina Blue Team can do for you. Located in Irmo Station on St. Andrews Road next to Kroger, Giovanni and her team of licensed health insurance advisors are ready to help you find a Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina plan that can fit your budget and needs. Meet in person or over the phone. Visit the SC Blue Team in Irmo Station or betterwithbluesc.com to enroll today. That's betterwithbluesc.com/CO, and that CO will get you directly to the Irmo Station location.
All right.
I just need that. It's in my bag. I just didn't bring it out because I'm smart.
But that one's printed. It's a bigger font.
Yes, correct. That one makes it a lot easier to read it. Make sure everything's good. My brother gave me a call. Gotta make sure everything's good over there. So third, and it looks like around 10-ish. I think they beside him at the 19. Falcons between the hashes need the Cougar 4-yard line, and will hand it off to Simmons running it right. He's going to break it upfield near the goal line, and he gets table-topped over at the 5, just shy of the first. Looked like Simmons was going to get towards pay dirt, but got upended just short of it. So now, looked like you were going to go for it anyways, but now a surefire decision on 4th and 1. And the offense will stay on the field with 33 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for York. Falcons have it 4th and 1 on the York 5. Simmons on the left hip of Roper. He'll get the handoff, runs up the middle, plunging forward. It's going to be where the spot, and it looks like it was just enough for a first down after a yard on the game.
Looked like he got it by it. It looked like he got 2 yards on that, but
We only spotted him at the 4. And they will signal first down. Simmons does just enough on his 9th carry here in this first quarter. AC Flora does not need to snap the ball as the play clock is stopped now, so maybe we do. They haven't blown it back into play, which I'm not sure why. And yeah, they're going to say bump the play. Now they're going to say bump the play clock up. The game clock at 21 seconds, play clock at 25. But looks like Flora will be in formation. 1st and 10 on the far hash on the 4. Lesky will hand it off to Simmons, runs it straight up the gut, and tries to crawl toward the end zone, but his knee touches it around the 2-yard line of the Cougars. I believe it was Zoe Miller and Xavier McCoy combining on the stop for York, a 2-yard carry. And that will do it here in the first quarter. York comes out and punches the Falcons in the mouth, but the Falcons 2 yards away from delivering a counter strike against the Cougars. 7-0 here in the opening round of the playoffs. How are we feeling over there?
I feel a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little scary after the interception, but it feels like we're now starting to kind of...
Yeah, the defense had to get a stop.
Yes, and that was
after
what
that
it is.
interception, yeah.
Now we'll flip the field, so a lot of long walks. Roper still closing in, is not yet to hit the 100-yard mark, so still a little ways away, but he's at 49 yards.
Okay. Ooh, that puts him under 100.
Yes.
88 yards.
Good math, Jeff.
I math.
Your math does work.
Yeah.
Simmons at 45 yards off of 10 carries. So it's been a very long drive, a 6+ minute drive for the Falcon offense, and they're 2 yards away from finishing it off.
Yeah, region champs, cheerleaders.
That's pretty good. Better than what I do. 2nd and goal for the Falcons on the York 2. They're now going from left to right between the hashes, and they'll start the second quarter looking to knot this game up. Lesky with Simmons on his left hip. He'll get the snap. Play action now looking for an inside slant. Caught, touchdown. That will be Kendall Bird. The first touchdown for the playoffs belongs to the senior, as the combination that's been going since back in JV and B team connects. And as I said, Jeff Roper wanting his first touchdown of the playoffs here in 2025. He finds his longtime friend. Grant Hill on for the extra point, looking to tie this game, 7-6 so far. Good snap, good home, and Grant Hill puts this one way through the uprights. Make sure he did not miss it. It is 7-7. Kendall Bird now his 28th all-time touchdown with AC Flora. It's Roper's 86th all-time touchdown with the Falcons.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he's done some very good stuff here these last couple of years, and of course a lot of that has been to Kendall.
Watch that replay again if I have it set up. Yeah.
Yes, as Jared Cook said, smart play, especially with the play action. Let York commit to the run and just put a quick slant. Trust your guy to win one-on-one, and that's exactly what Kendall did.
Yep.
Well, it's now 7 all here at Memorial Stadium to begin this second quarter.
And we'll be battling to Gray Collegiate tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Mitchell and Roberts.
Oh, the girls tennis. Yeah, they're in the state championship.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Look at
it's
them.
Gray.
You know, the boys won it last year. The girls trying to win it this year. That'd be a great 2 years for tennis.
Yeah.
Grant Hill on to boot this one deep, and he will boot this one deep. However, it looks like a penalty's going to fly in. Mitchell was back deep to return as well as thrower, but they won't get there as it looks like an offsides call against our Falcons. Looks like they all jumped a little early on the boot deep. We don't usually do that, and you can hear Floyd from up here audibly upset. Well, again, he wanted this team to play very focused today, and after a first half of the first quarter, now they've really started to turn the corner after 2 good drives, one from the offense, one from the defense. You don't want a penalty there, and unfortunately, that's maybe why we don't boot it deep as much as we like to. Now Grant's got to boot it.
Because we can't stay on side.
Well, you don't know what happens in the offense, in practice. Now Grant lines this up a little shorter, and he will pooch this one to the near side of the 30. Cougars will take this one at the 28 of their own and now try to turn it upfield. He gets tripped up and tackled. The Falcons do get the stop, and a DB who Coach Brown told me to look out for, Brennan Fudger, is the man who wraps up York. On the return, it was Noah Morrison. And right on cue, York offense will come out here for their 3rd possession.
Yeah, Brennan did a lot for JV this year. Starting defensive back, played a lot of receiver, occasionally played running back.
Yeah, I was asking Coach Brown, I said, any JV gears to look out for today? And first one he said, Brennan Fudger, watch out. Of course, part of the State Legion program that Chris Dorsey runs.
Yep.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. They line up on their own 36, going from right to left on the near hash. Freeman in the gun. He'll get the snap, dropping back. Now he'll escape one rusher, and he runs right into another one. Brennan Williams brings him down. However, the first man to greet him was Peyton Bishop. The defensive end hit Freeman. He spins into Brennan Williams, and the Falcons right on cue bring down Freeman behind the line. Disruptive is the right word to describe what just happened. Well, Peyton, fresh off the heels of a Toledo offer earlier today.
Oh.
Shoots off the edge, hits Freeman, and then Freeman just able to squirm out of that one, and big number 50 with now what looks to be his 9th sack of the season. 2nd and 18 for York. Dropping back is Freeman on the near hash. He's looking downfield. The southpaw doesn't throw, and he runs right into Peyton Bishop yet again. Bishop squared him up, locked him down, and now a flag comes out late.
What's the flag?
I'm not sure. Peyton Bishop, that will be his 10th and a half sack this season. Dropped Freeman at the 22 of the Cougars, and now I'm not sure what the penalty is. Doesn't look like anyone's really happy with the results right now, but the Falcons don't look necessarily worried after the play unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Not sure who they're going to call it on. I can only believe it's Peyton, but it is after the fact, and so it will be 3rd down. And
a plot armor call.
Whatever you'd like to call it. What this kind of doesn't do is it an automatic 1st down, or?
I don't think so in South Carolina high school football. I don't think it is, but yeah, no.
Which is funny because now it's just 3rd and long. It would have been 3rd and Lancaster mile, but now it's just 3rd and long.
Yeah.
For the team from the city of White Roses. So 3rd and 8 now after the sack. 5 wide for York between the hash. They line up on their own 37. They need their own 46. Dropping back is Freeman. He takes off and runs into another sack. 3 straight for AC Flora. The penalty doesn't matter as now it's Nasir Walker getting in on the action. 3 straight sacks, 1 from PB, 1 from Brandon Williams, and now 1 from Nass. It'll be 4th and 10 for the Cougars, getting some help from the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So Kendall will be back at his own 30 to receive this one for the Falcons. Walling inside his own 25. As York will put the ball down on their own 36 with 10 minutes to go here in this first half. Long snap, Walling gets this one off as Azell was seeking missile coming in from the near side. Hits inside the 35 and will take a Cougar bounce, rolls inside the Falcon 20 before it checks up at around the 17-yard line. Well, that's an easy day for my stat sheet, Jeff, for an easy drive. I did no work because there was just 3 straight sacks.
Yeah.
But you don't lose rushing yards.
Let's do that every time.
Roper, who's 6 for 9, now 51 yards through the air. Technically, he can hit his career 8,000-yard mark, and he'll set up shop with the rest of the offense at the Falcons' 17-yard line, going from left to right.
Jared Cook didn't think that the penalty was good. Soft penalty.
I saw you click something. Wensky dropping back, looking to the near side. Now we'll scramble out to the far side. Still looking downfield. He'll chuck this one just out of bounds to the York side. That will be very much past the line of scrimmage as well as out of the tackle box. No intentional grounding there. Brings up second down. Yeah, I saw you like something. I was trying to figure out what it was.
no, like YouTube like filters like certain language.
Yeah.
But soft is fine.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know how that would fall certain language.
Yeah.
We don't curse on the stream, Chef.
Yeah, no.
We make sure we're really good about that. 2nd and 10 for AC Flora at their own 17 far hash. Wensky gets the snap, and he'll hand it off straight up the field to Simmons, who runs through a crease to a hole past the 25 to the 30, bounces off one tackle to the 35, a stiff arm near the 40, still dragging a defender before Worthy finally brings him to the turf. But to the 43 goes Simmons. What a run for the Falcons, 26-yard gain. Tough run from the LR transfer, and his best run of the day, 26 yards goes Simmons. He's now creeping in over 70. 71 to be exact, now off 11 carries. 1st and 10 for the Falcons on their own 43 near hash. Going from left to right, tied to York at 7. Pistol for the Falcons. Grady moves to the far side up top, and looks like a flinch from the offensive line. That's going to go against, looks like Isaiah Prince. And, well, AC Flora now pointing the other way.
Oh, it's disconcerting signal. Maybe?
This one looks to probably go against Zoe Miller if I had to take a shot in the dark. That's their pointing. And now a flag on the far side of the field coming out potentially on the York coaching staff. This one could be another 15 yards depending on what they call. So the Falcons have been talking to the officials about it for the first quarter. They talked about, as you said, discernment. You cannot mimic, or technically it prevents the defense from, like, you know, acting they're going to jump or something along the lines to make the offense then false start. It's just a kind of the way to counteract what the defenses were doing. And now a sideline warning against York. So AC Flora does get one to go their way, as it looked like it was Prince King, the left guard, who York wanted it called on. However, it's going to go on Zoe Miller, who's kind of putting his hands up saying, what did I do?
I mean, they got to know that that's a rule.
Yes.
Well, it could be that officials rarely call it anyways, and so I've been doing it all year.
I haven't seen it called 3 years. 1st and 5 now for the Falcons, lined up on their own 48 near hash. Wensky in the gun, play action. Looking for a shot downfield. He'll step into a throw and launch it deep here to Kendall Byrd at the 10. He's got it inside the 10 and falls at the 1. He had to leap out for that one in a big-time pitch and catch. 51 yards, falls just short of Wensky's 2nd touchdown. And Kendall Byrd almost had his 2nd touchdown. He stays out there as the Falcons trying to go quickly. It'll be 1st and goal on the Cougar 1 here on the near hash. Simmons on the left hip of Roper. Falcons setting up quickly. As now, looks like the officials will blow this one into play. Falcons were waiting for it. Now Wensky will get the snap, hands it to Simmons, who plunges forward to the end zone. Touchdown, AC Flora. Jalen Simmons has his 1st on the evening and his 13th on the season. The Falcons jump in front of York 13-7 with 9:21 to go in this first half.
Man, yeah, Kendall had that guy beat by a lot.
He did. He had to just lunge enough that he lost his balance and couldn't keep his feet for 1 more yard, but he's not complaining. Roper will maybe complaining. You know, give him a little hard time.
But still, it's fine.
Extra point. Grant Hill on for it, up and good. It'll be 14-7 in favor of AC Flora with 9:21 left to go in this 2nd quarter.
All right, yeah, save that.
Do you remember I don't know if y'all remember the viral video of Jamar chasing Joe Burrow, and Joe's like, Jamar, you can't drop my touchdown passes or something. I feel like it's probably what Roper's saying. Come on, man, stand for 1 more yard.
That's what Asa says whenever he makes a good pass and they miss the shot. Come on, it's my assist there.
Give me the assist. Come on, man.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, no, just great throw from Roper on the post route from Kendall, and now after a rocky first drive for the Falcon defense, they've turned it on, as well as the Falcon offensive turning it on. 14 straight for AC Flora to take this 14-7 lead.
Yeah, Jared Cook saying Simmons could go for 150. Yeah, he could.
He could.
He's looking good.
Yeah, Jalen Simmons has been lights out so far here in the second half of the season. I believe his season high is 140. That came against Dreer. So he could easily hit a new career high today. As well as, you know, that was technically Roper and Kendall's career highs. So the Dreer game from 2 years ago when we bludgeoned them by about, I think it was like 70 to like 35 or something.
Yeah. So what's Roper at for the day?
102.
Okay.
He just doubled it on one throw.
That's 35 away.
Okay, good stuff, Jeff.
Yeah.
Grant on for it. He will boot this one deep. No offsides call, and York will take this one in at their own 2-yard line. Taking it upfield now is Mitchell. Sidesteps a man past the 25 and gets shut down at the 29. Mitchell on the return to the 30.
Brennan Fudger again?
Yeah, Brennan Fudger yet again. Good eyes, Jeff. I was getting ready for it, but
Sorry.
you beat me to it.
Well, I coached him in church basketball.
Oh, so he's just you claim his talent.
Yeah, and I coached his brother in soccer a bunch of years.
The temperature falls now, Jeff. I might start to have to get my jacket here soon. I'm starting to kind of get a little chillier after I sweat earlier in the day. Best part about South Carolina: 70s in the day, 30s at night. It's great.
Yeah. I would say I have a light blue shirt, but I wore a red jacket.
Well, so I have a red shirt on,
we're
so I won. 1st and 10 for the Cougars near hash, going from right to left. Now trailing by 7. Freeman sends a man from bottom to top in motion. He'll get the snap, hands it off up the middle. It'll be Mitchell, takes it up field, side steps to the 33 before Monty Lafitte barrel rolls him to the ground. 4-yard pickup from Iman Mitchell.
Gain of about 2. Brings up 2nd and 8. We'd like to thank the Falcon Regiment for their support all season.
So 2nd and 6 for the Cougars of York. They have the ball on their own 34-yard line between the hashes. 2 receivers up top, 1 down low is Kai Davis. Freeman may be looking that way with Kai with his green gloves. Instead, he bats it, throws it to the far side and bats it. He actually catches it on the ricochet, and he'll pick it up and run. Flag comes out here on the near side, and Freeman will get first down yardage. Gets tattooed by Kendall Bird, as well as Isaiah Watson, who catches up to the play.
It's going to be a
Freeman
hold on.
Goes down to the 45, but it will be on Kai Davis, as you said, Jeff. I believe that was on Kendall, who was the man who drew the flag.
Yeah.
You don't see that. Freeman tried for a quick throw to the far side. It got batted up. I believe it was by Peyton. And then he caught it, which Freeman knows the rule. You can't throw it again, so he takes off and runs, uses his legs. Gets about 10, but does not matter.
All right, so second and 7 becomes 2nd and 8, looks like.
Yeah. Yes. It'll be now, as you said, Jeff, 2nd and 8 for York, as they have the ball in the near hash on their own 32. They trail 7-14 here at Memorial Stadium against AC Flora, with 8:20 to go in this first half. Freeman puts Mitchell on his right hip. Kai Davis again down low. Freeman gets the snap, he'll hand it to Mitchell, runs a counter to the far side, but he runs into a cast of Falcons. Monty Lafitte and Brennan Williams shove him back. No gain on the play, brings up 3rd down.
Brennan Williams brings up 3rd down.
It's okay, Monica, you can call your son's name on the tackle.
Student section. It's 3rd down.
What did he say?
He said Brennan Williams, and I'm like, well, Monty was there too.
Oh, no. Yeah.
3rd and 8 now for York. They need their own 40 for a first. They have on their own 32 near hash, going from right to left here. Looking for an upset bid, but AC Flora now will bring 5. Runs up the middle. Freeman's going to throw it down to a screen underneath, and it runs right into 2 of them. Isaiah Watson and Nasir Walker sniff it out. A loss of 1 on the play, and then it'll be a turnover. Well, 4th down incoming, which will lead to a turnover to punt the ball away.
Yes. The blocking on that play was a little too good.
Yes, and it looked like
the linemen held up our defensive linemen. They were just in position for the dump.
And Nasir Walker and Isaiah Watson said, not on my watch, sniffing it out. Of course, it's a playoff game, so you got to bring out all the stops. AC Flora made sure to bring out the stop right there. Falcons back to their own 35 to catch this one. Walling from his own 20 gets the snap and boots this one. A high spiral that is almost taken in by Kendall. He doesn't touch it, and it will be picked up by York at the 20-yard line. Kendall ever so close, but he was able to avoid it narrowly and kind of nonchalantly says, calm down, I'm good, I got it. And Coach Delp, the special teams coach, going to make sure he knows that will not happen again.
Yeah. Oh, did he carry it into the end zone? No way.
No, he's down at the 20.
Wait, that was really confusing.
What are you talking about?
Oh, the ball
Yeah,
was
it's down.
touched at the 20?
Yeah, he's down at the 20, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the defenders were thinking that
Yes,
it was
correct.
recovered for a
Yes,
touchdown
correct.
or whatever. Okay, I got it.
Well, as Jeff so lightly put it, Roper is now 35 yards away from 8,000 career passing yards. He sets up shop with the rest of the Falcon offense, and they're all Reds. 1st and 10 on their own 20 near hash. As Jeff is ready for the text.
Yeah, I got to let Eric know.
The clock will be reset to 6 minutes and 20 seconds
Yes.
as the Falcons take over.
I do like the York uniforms, though. They're all whites, black helmets, and they're gray numbers, or silver numbers, rather. Really cool to look at. 1st and 10 here for AC Flora. Wensky will hand it off on the stretch play up the middle. It goes to Simmons, who plunges forward for about 2. Tackle made by the defensive tackle, Emmanuel Smith.
Once again up the middle for a couple yards, brings up 2nd and 8.
Well, Simmons now at 74 yards off of 13 carries. Again, the main man at running back is really starting to carry the workload. He's the only man with any rushing attempts this evening. It'll be 2nd and 8 for AC Flora between the hashes on their own 22. Wensky in the gun, takes the snap, hands it to Simmons, running it straight up the field. Gets past the 25, still on his feet towards the 30. Stiff arms a man and gets past the 30, crawling forward, getting pushed forward to the 35, and finally gets dragged down to the turf.
Jeez.
Tackle made by the DB Kyrie Glove as well as Sadiq Worthy. But, I mean, Simmons will not go down.
It's a highlight reel in one play.
15-yard carry. Highlight reel indeed. He's narrowing in on 100 here in the first half as we have 5:30 to go in this first half. Falcons in front 14-7, now trying to drive. And, of course, Roper looking for 8,000 yards, maybe potentially in one pass. 1st and 10 for the Falcons on their own 37 near hash. Wensky, play action now, a screen to the far side to Patet. He'll turn it upfield to the 40. He shoulders a man past the 40, but gets taken down at the 43. Tackle made by number 6, the DB, Kyrie Glove for York. A 5-yard pitch and catch to Blake Patet. Blake's 2nd reception here this evening. He's got to be over 3,000 all-purpose yards, I believe, but I don't have his kick return stats, unfortunately. 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. They have the ball on their own 43 here on the far hash. Wensky play action, rolling to the near side. Now it is caught by Kendall Byrne at midfield. He'll turn it upfield to the 45, to the 40, to the 35. Just tripped up. One man to beat. Tackle made by Kyrie Glove, and I think that may do it, Jeff.
From the 43, rush from the quarterback.
Yes, roughing the passer.
So 7.
No, he's just shy, I believe.
17.
He's at 30. He had 30.
26 yards there.
Yes.
Yeah, so 4 yards away.
Yes, correct.
4 more yards.
Dang, he's so close. 133. He needs just a couple more. 1st and 10 for AC Flora. They got all the way down to the York 31 on the reception by Kendall Bird. And then it add on 15 more after the roughing the passer call against the Cougars. Moves AC Flora into the red zone now for their 3rd time today, excuse me. The long touchdown didn't go in, so now it's 1st and 10 on the 16 for AC Flora on the near hash. Play action, Roper wants it all right here, goes to the end zone near sideline, caught by Josh Davis. History for Roper Wensky, and the Falcons go in front 20-7.
8,000. Nice.
Whew. AC
Great
Flora
to do it on a touchdown.
unofficial all-time passing leader. Roper Wensky adds another notch to his belt. Josh Davis gets past his man with a stop and go. 16-yard touchdown, 20-7 lead for AC Flora over York, and offsides on Kai Davis trying to get upfield, and Monty tries to sell the penalty, if you can't tell, Jeff. Takes a tumble at the end. That may go down as one of my best calls I've done in Definite Fiction, by the way. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, that was nice.
I was ready for it. So we'll see if they'll just, I guess they'll move him up. Yeah, it was encroachment on the defense. They'll move him up. Penalty declined, so they'll just redo the kick. 4:22 left to go here in this first half, and AC Flora now methodically up 2 scores against York. Good snap, good hold. Grant puts one through the uprights, and it's 21-7.
Oh, man.
It's been a very balanced attack. 89 yards on the ground for Jalen Simmons, 149 through the air from Roper Wensky. As now AC Flora can calm down with a 2-score lead.
And ladies and gentlemen, with this touchdown pass, quarterback Roper Wensky has gone over 8,000 yards in his career passing. Ladies and gentlemen, number 5.
Very much nonchalant on the sideline. Roper taking a swig as the announcement comes through. Shout out to Coach Eric Navarro, who we were working with before the game to kind of put that graphic up. Of course, AC Flora's unofficial passing leader gets over 8,000, and he'll look to potentially add a couple more hundred to that accolade as we'll hopefully be playing for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the passing leader by about 5,000 yards.
Correct. There's no way of, unfortunately, verifying the information. Pooch kick here to the 35, and a smart, fair catch for York. They fair caught it at the 34-yard line. I believe that was number 25 on the reception, Bennett Reeder.
I forgot to show that replay. Let's get that one.
For history.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's such a good play to do it. That's so awesome.
York offense out on the field. Dirty Bird defense.
So now AC Flora will come out on defense. It was a dominant defensive line last time. 3 sacks off 3 plays for Freeman, and 3 different players, I might add. PB, Williams, and Nass all with sacks. It may be time for Isaiah Watson to get one as York lines up in their own 34 on the near hash. 1st and 10. Hand off to the near side, and right on cue, Brennan Williams tracks him down behind the line. Mitchell had nowhere to go as the defensive tackle is making a case for player of the game. It's a loss of 5.
Brings up 2nd down, 14 yards.
Oh yeah, loss of 5. You're right.
It was either 4 or 5.
Yeah.
They kind of put it like 4.5 in a sense.
Don't they know that we round up and round down at Memorial?
That's what I do. 2nd and 15 for York now on their own 29, going from right to left, trailing 21-7 here against the hosting AC Flora Falcons. Freeman in the gun, gets the snap, looking for a pass to the far side. It is incomplete, off the hands of thrower. He had 2 options, either drop it, which he did, or get his head taken off by Josh Davis, Jordan Davis.
That was going to hurt.
Yes, Jordan was ready to put his shoulder down and held up at the last second. It'll be 3rd down.
3rd down.
So it's 3rd and 15 for the team from the city of White Roses. They have it on their own 29. They need their own 44 for a first. 5 wide, 3 up top for the Cougars, 2 down low. Azell looking the lone safety. Freeman drops back. Pressure from up the middle. He throws the ball to the near side. Caught by Kai Davis past the 45, spinning near midfield, where he's taken down by Jordan Davis and Kendall Bird. They mark him out right at midfield, or maybe at the 49. No, midfield is where they mark him, so a 21-yard reception and a 1st down. That's who you got to stop, Jeff. Kai Davis's 2nd reception of the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a good player, you're going to get yards.
Correct. So
got to minimize them.
On the near hash, right at midfield, 1st and 10 for York. 4 down linemen for AC Flora, 3 up top for York receivers. Read option, Primo will keep it, runs it far side, breaks through 1 tackle to the 45, then gets stood up and falls forward for a little more. Azell Benag on the stop, 7-yard rush for Freeman. Play clock now at 3 minutes here to go in this first half. AC Flora gets the ball to start the second. York has a 2nd and 3 on AC Flora's 43-yard line. Between the hashes, there'll be a pitch to the far side. Running it all the way outside is Mitchell. He gets past one. Jordan Davis strings him out, and Blake Batet combined on the stop. Minimal gain on the play will bring up 3rd and short. And it looks like they're going to stop him at the Falcon 42. Looks like it was kind of like an inadvertent speed option in a sense, but Freeman pitched it very early in the play.
This would be a good opportunity for a tackle for loss.
This is where Brennan Williams or Isaiah Watson need to show what Coach Floyd called disruptive mentality. The defensive line, that front 7 in particular, have been menaces up front. It's 3rd and 2 for York. They have the ball on AC Flora's 42 on the far hash. They need the 40. Freeman in the gun. He'll keep it himself. Runs it up the middle. He gets stonewalled and pushed back. Right on cue. AC Flora does the job. It's Nasir Walker and Monty Lafitte combining on the stop. It's a loss of 1, bringing up a 4th down for York. And this is going to be an interesting call because York's going to pretty much have to go for this. They're in 4-down territory. They'll let the play clock wind all the way down as we're at 1:45 left to go here in this first quarter. York has 3 timeouts. AC Flora 2 here in this first half, as the Cougars in no rush to get a play off. They're still not getting one off as the play clock now at 15 and still ticking. Looks like Coach Dean Boyd's going to wait till this one hits 1. And he will waste his first timeout here in the first half. Game clock at 1:15.
Timeout called by York.
Well, with a 4th down looming, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsor. Open enrollment for Marketplace Individual and Family Health Insurance Plans is happening right now. Our local South Carolina Blue advisors are ready to get you enrolled today. Visit us at Irmo Station next to Kroger or at betterwithbluesc.com/co. That's betterwithbluesc.com/co. And if you're watching on stream, right there on the bottom right of your screen.
I had to zoom in so it was nice and clear on the back, on the green backdrop.
There you go. Of course, this is time to get insurance, and right on cue is, one of our favorite sponsors to have in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, and
Blue Shield South Carolina.
Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield South Carolina is such a big sponsor of youth sports up through high school, college sports across South Carolina. We really appreciate them sponsoring.
Yes, they have been very gracious to us these past now 3 playoffs for me, and of course I'm sure a little farther back in your history as well. So 4th and 3 for York. AC Flora's defense has been locked down on 4th down. Only 36% of the time the team going for it gets it against AC Flora. York needs the 40. They're on AC Flora's 43 between the hashes. Freeman in the gun, Mitchell on his right hip. 2 tight ends set here to the near side. Freeman with the hard count will now change the play or check it at the line. Falcons have 9 in the box. They creep forward, and now Freeman checks it again. Play clock at 10. Freeman gets lined up yet again. Falcons have 6 on the line. Freeman with the hard count, maybe trying to get the Falcons off sides, and finally gives up. Second timeout here for York in this first half, and they could do this again, Jeff. I wouldn't be surprised if they try at least one more time.
Exact same plan.
I mean, honestly, what I would do here is, theoretically York has one more timeout. I'd probably try it again, but with like 5 seconds left to snap it. Or maybe not 5, maybe like 10, just to give a little more headache to our defense. That's what I would do. Of course, there's a reason I'm up here and they're down there. However, I did say when I was at the Alabama game, I looked at my friend in the beginning of the second half, and I said, hey, I'd be a really bad offensive coordinator. And he looks at me and goes, why? And I said, Nick Harbor would be on a streak every single play. Sure enough, first offensive play after that for South Carolina, he had the 52-yard touchdown. And I was like, I said he'd run 3 routes. He'd run straight and turn around, and he'd run straight and slightly turn left.
College football 26 play.
That's pretty much. And yet again, one more time, York will come out. And it will be the backup quarterback, Ryan Brochu, out there, with it looks like Carter Ferris on his right hip. And now he backs off. He is a de facto punter in a sense. He's backed inside the 50 at his own 47, potentially to boot this one away. Falcons still playing up front. He'll throw this one to Kai Davis past the sticks. It is caught for a first down at the 37. However, as Jeff said, right on cue, flag made. Brochu was looking to pooch punt, but it may have been illegal formation, and a Cougar is down on the far side of the field. York brings out a great trick play and an ineligible receiver downfield. York just couldn't get out of their own way, and
that's Kai down.
Yeah, that's not good. Kai caught it and immediately got hit after he, at the time, had first down yardage. But this is a teachable moment for Coach Floyd, you know. We talk about when, you know, Bama would be up by like 50 points, you know, what can they get yelled at by halftime for? You found one of the reasons Coach Floyd would be in their year halftime.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't go for technically first down, Coach Floyd will not be happy that play was a first down.
I guess it just sagged off him a little bit too much.
I think so. I think they were waiting there, didn't want to get burnt.
Yeah.
And so Kai will get off his own power. He looks like he also hit his tailbone, kind of like Jeremiah did earlier in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we said, tailbones are really not fun to take a kind of a fall on. Right on cue.
And this likely will be an actual punt.
Yes, is that Zan Walling, who's back there inside his own 40 for York. After the 5-yard loss, they have 4th and 8. Now backed up.
Nobody back for Flora.
Yes, interesting decision. With 1:09 left to go here in this first half, and AC Flora with 2.
Oh, really? No.
We chose to have the ball when it snapped. So the play clock's not running now.
I got you.
So 2 timeouts for Florida to work with. Probably about a little under a minute to go as Walling does get a good punt off. End over end kick. Flutters and it hits at the Falcon 20 and will take a Cougar roll inside the 10 before it checks up at the 9. York waiting to touch it. Now will be blown dead. Play clock and the game clock stopped. Game clock at 56 seconds. As we've seen today, this Falcon offense high-powered, can score without a moment's notice. Well, Roper Wensky, his last pass put him at a career mark 8,000 yards. He's been nearly perfect today. Of course, another stellar performance from our Falcons and their quarterback. 10 for 14, 149 yards. He has to go around 91 for a touchdown. He drops back, looks for an underneath screen pass to the near side. Blake Patent shaves off. One man gets past the 10 to the 15, weaving towards the 20 before he's chopped down by a Cougar. Looks like it's the DB Kyrie Glove.
Is that not a timeout?
No.
Okay. And we have 2?
Yeah, we have 2. Play clock still running. Now they're subbing off both sides. Be 2nd and 4 for AC Flora between the hashes. Roper rolling out to the near side, still looking downfield. Throws it to the sideline to Kendall Byrne, and is caught inbounds at the 35 of the Cougars, and he'll step out. Nice play from Roper. And now...
Wait, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
They call timeout when we're out of bounds?
I guess so. It's like a 16-yard pitch and catch.
Falcons take a timeout, but not before a Callison-tied first down.
Kendall nearing 100 receiving yards today, if anyone's keeping up with me at home, 94.
Nice.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Roper at 171 here through the first half, 12 for 16.
I only have Flora Falcons on my fantasy team.
I don't know if you have Twitter, Coach Duncan. He said, my friends will be really upset when I start Roper Wensky and Charlie Scott on my fantasy team this week. That's what I want to do. Give me Jalen Simmons, the underrated pick of the team. Well, Falcons will come out 1st and 10 on their own 36. Game clock just under 30 at 29 seconds. Falcons up 21-7, going from left to right against York. They have it on their own 36. Charlie comes in motion from top to bottom, and Jeremiah comes up a little too early. This one will be a false start in favor of McGowan.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty brings up 1st and 15.
So AC Flora backed up onto their own 31, 1st and 15 rather. 5 wide yet again, 2 down low, 3 up top.
You're not alone in your offensive coordinator strategy. Jared Cook agrees.
I agree. Dropping back is Roper. Clean Pocky steps up. Now he tries to take off to run, but he runs right into one of the linemen, Ben Mode, on the stop. A sack on the play, 2-yard loss, and that may do it here in this first half. Is no timeout from Coach Floyd. The offense will not line up, and that will do it. 21-7 lead for AC Flora here in a round 1 matchup between AC Flora and York, their second meeting of the season. So far, it's going a lot better than the first one for the Falcons as they lead it by 2 scores. And now looking to potentially punch their ticket to the next round. We're rolling on the other side right now, Jeff. 14-7, Seneca over Lancaster.
14-7?
14-7 in favor of Seneca.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. We don't want to make that 2.5-hour drive. Because unfortunately, I may be making it one way or another.
Yeah.
Just because I want to go watch.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if I've told you specifically, Jeff. I know we can't stream at South Point if we do make it that far, but, you know, I will be driving to South Point one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go out there.
I think I have to finish this.
I'll give you a ride.
Nice.
Yeah, I wonder, I mean, that's pretty far away. But, yeah, I wonder if they would let us do audio.
Oh, they should.
Because they broadcast.
They can do radio. So
yeah.
I've never mentioned this to you because I know you're very big streaming. I'm the talker. I do radio anyway, so if you would want to put a blank screen up, I will happily do a radio broadcast with you. I know, shocker for anyone at home who's listening to me yap now for the last hour and a half.
Yeah.
But hey.
Speaking of which, we're gonna mute ourselves and
we don't have anything to do at halftime.
No. Again, there's no.
There's nothing to halftime.
Yeah, no band performance at halftime.
Like chill. Oh, no band.
None of that either.
I just meant no like ceremonies or anything.
Oh wait.
There's no senior night.
Yeah, you say that, except.
Well, okay, I could live with the cheerleader halftime. There's no ceremonies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go take my annual halftime leave.
All right. Yeah. Enjoy.
And Jeff can keep the stream going.
Yeah. So no band, which means cheerleaders are taking the field.
Couple of scores from around the Midlands. Halftime in the Swamp, River Bluff leads Cane Bay 14-7. Over in Camden 18, Greer 6.
Are they just coming out to take a picture, I guess? I don't know if they were going to announce. I mean, they already announced on the scoreboard that they won region. I think state is coming up. I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend or not, but could be this weekend.
We want to take this opportunity to recognize our varsity cheerleaders. This year, they've won competitions at River Bluff, Dutch Fork, and the Falcon Invitational. Along with being region champs, they will be in the state qualifiers at Lexington High School on November 15th. Once again, thank you to our varsity cheerleaders. Go Falcons.
There you go. I assume you could hear Montague on the PA. Yeah, good luck to the Falcon cheerleaders. All right, they're playing music here. I'm going to go ahead and mute, and we'll be back shortly.
Welcome back to the second half. It's AC Flora 21, York 7. Before we begin our second half, we want to give a shout out to Dreer, our friends from across Forest Acres. They lost one of their coaches, Christopher Allen, earlier this week. So condolences to Dreer and everyone grieving over there. We understand, tough times for a lot, and hopefully right now their team's playing with some fight. Hopefully for Coach Allen, as they are up 10-7 against Daniel. Yeah. But again, condolences to one of their coaches who tragically lost his life earlier this week.
Yeah, we are. We're rivals on the field, but we're teammates in life. So.
Yes, there's never a, time a day where we are gonna, not teammates. Obviously, we would like to beat you on the field, but when we're off the field, nothing. We hopefully do not carry over any resentment.
Yeah, with Flora and Dreer, I mean, these guys they grow up with each other playing. YMCA soccer and PBL baseball, and
I mean, if you follow our Legion season, Dreer was a lot of our Legion team as well. So that was
no, and they so they're leading at Daniel.
Yes, that's awesome.
That'd be big.
I believe Daniel's the 2 seed.
Yeah. 2 against 15.
So that would be a wild upset. We've seen one like that. We saw Ridgeview lose to R&E, I believe, or something along those lines earlier in my AC Flora tenure, and now. I see another massive upset is Walling will boot this one deep. Moten takes it at the 20-yard line up the field and now tries to get past the 35, spins towards the 40 before he's taken down by the Cougars.
Number 28,
good return.
Moten on the return.
AC Flora sparked some of their better returns as of late. Of course, Blake Patet opened the game last week with a electric 87-yard return. And now the Falcons will set up shop at the 41 here to start this second half. I believe this will be a very much of a let's turn it on right here and try to put away York so we can just focus on next week. But Cougars, a very pesky bunch. They don't like going away. This is a team that does not roll over very easily. So we'll see if AC Flora can put the Cougars down and try to go to Seneca or potentially even Lancaster here next week. 1st and 10 at the 41, hands off to Simmons up the gut. He plunges forward, spinning past the 45, upended at around the 46 by the Cougars. Tackle made by the defensive back, Kyrie Glove, 5-yard carry. Well, Simmons at the end of the first half, 14 carries, 89 yards. He's now over 90. 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. They have the ball on their own 46, far hash going from left to right. Handoff yet again to Simmons, who bounces outside to the 50. It goes upfield, gets tackled at around the 48-yard line of the Cougars. I believe it was number 25, Bennett Reeder, on the stop, one of the nickelback players, but it is a good for a first down, 7-yard carry, and right on cue, the run game looks to be on point here as they have the ball. Looks to be at the York 47 is where they spot him. 1st and 10 on the far hash. Simmons yet again runs up the field. He has a hole past the 40 to the 35, spins through 1 to the 30, runs out of bounds near the 25. Kai Davis runs him out of bounds, but it is just another big-time carry, 22-yard carry now. And it feels like Simmons is finding his groove, over 100 yards now today officially. Looking for more. 1st and 10 for AC Flora at the York 25, going from left to right. 11 minutes here to go in the third quarter, up 21-7. On the far hash, Wensky dropping back, looking to the near side, pumps. Now looking downfield, he'll roll out to the left side. No one picks him up. He gets past the 25 to the 20 and will step out of bounds. Just inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Roper, a heads-up play, 6 yards on the scramble. He was looking for Blake Patet in the end zone. Good coverage from Sadiq Worthy. Yeah, Roper shows off his legs here and there. I think I gotta update those accurately next time I'm here. But 2nd and 4 for AC Flora. Hands off the middle of Simmons. Runs it through the 15 to the 10. Powering forward near the 5. Still shoving his defenders past the 5. But he finally gets driven back by York by a cast of Cougars. 15 yards on the carry from Simmons, who has just been powering forward in the offensive line. As you can hear Montague shouting out, doing some work up front. Have to get the official numbers on Simmons, but he's about to hit his 19th carry here of the game with 10:30 to go in the third quarter. Falcons trying to go up 3 scores.
Yeah, I love it when Montague shouts out the whole offensive line.
I mean, the whole offensive line will do their job, and I'll have to shout them out here if they hand it off to Simmons. Yes, they do. One more time up the middle, squirts through 1 tackle, leaps towards the end zone. He jumps up just shy at the 1. Tackle made by Emmanuel Smith, the defensive tackle. Injured Cougar down on the far side of the field. AC Flora will use this as a kind of an injury timeout, but after the Cougar got off the field quick, it looks like they don't have time to do so.
We're back at it. Second down and goal to go.
Simmons will hit carry number 20 as he lines up next to Roper if he gets this snap. 2nd and goal on the 1.5-yard line for AC Flora. They're looking to punch it in. Falcons get the snap. Simmons runs it up the gut and fights through the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen Simmons, his 2nd of the day. And the Falcons go up by 3 scores, 27-7, pending the extra point. 9:50 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
Touchdown, Jalen. Touchdown, Falcons.
Can't script it any better, can you, Jeff?
No, that was an awesome drive. Nothing but positive plays.
Correct. I'm sorry, I'm doing my math real quick. 144 for Simmons, and extra point up and good for Grant Hill. It's a 28-7 point lead here for the Falcons.
20 carries for what did you say?
20 carries for 144 yards.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, as I said I would do, Jamari Carmichael, Prince King, Brett Epps, Caden Brown, Jay McGowan, or Jeremiah McGowan, goes by both, but all of those front 5 doing their work, and I think Coach Floyd really shouting out Caden Brown. He's the man who had to come in for the injured Juice. He comes at right tackle. Carmichael moves over to left tackle, or comes at right guard. Jamari moves over to left tackle, and it's been smooth sailing after that. So Caden Brown, the junior, has been the saving grace on the offensive line, and he's so good that, we had to put Grady Bell at tackle for a little bit. Now Grady's back to H-back.
Yeah. It's nice to have an H-back who can...
Correct. Nice to have a playmaker again, in a playmaker position. But trust me, that offensive line does not get enough recognition on this team for how good the offense has been, and they have been the backbone. Of course, Simmons doing his job as well, running hard and making people miss, but it has been all offensive line as well, as Grant will put his right foot in this one, pooks this one to the 30. It is taken in by York, and they'll try to turn upfield, but the Falcons drive him back, nowhere to go. Tackle made by Cabanis, as well as Jeff. Brandon Fudger. Brandon Fudger everywhere. Or Cabanis, excuse me. Or no, that's Josiah Morris. I don't know why I'm saying Cabanis. That's Josiah Morris. There we go, Alex. I'm finding people, right?
Yeah.
So York now finds themselves in the biggest hole against AC Flora they face since the end of game number 1. 21-point hole, 28-7 lead for AC Flora here with 9:46 to go in this 3rd quarter. Freeman will get the offense rolling on their own. 36 on the far hash. 1st and 10. He'll hand it off to Mitchell upfield, but he doesn't get upfield. Isaiah Watson greets him at the line of scrimmage. With a little help from Peyton Bishop, they take him down to the turf. No gain on the play.
By a flock of birds, led by number 30, Isaiah Watson.
AC Flora seems turned up on the sideline. A lot of hooting and hollering. We'll see if the Cougars can respond. 2nd and 10 for York. They have the ball on their own 36 on the far hash. Freeman in the gun, takes the snap, dropping back. Looking over the middle, now he tucks it in, runs into a sack. No, he runs out, now Williams throws, he throws an interception, taken in by Matette on the far side. He'll go all the way, are you kidding me? Freeman trying to throw the ball away, and Blake Matette says, I'll take that for 6.
Yeah, it was going to be intentional grounding, but pick 6. Wow.
I have no words.
Oh, man.
Freeman spins out of the tackle, just kind of throws one up for grabs, and Matette, reading it like a book, comes in and takes it out of the air. 34-7, 9:06 left to go here in this 3rd quarter. Pending the extra point, of course, Grant Hill is on. Spinney having to run on late. Feels like the Falcons trying to dial it up to 100. 35 straight for AC Flora after trailing 7-0 to open this game. Good snap, good hole. Grant Hill puts it through the uprights. It's 35-7.
Once again,
All right, I want to watch that again.
That is the fifth
Get that
defensive
queued up.
special team score this season for AC Flora.
Yeah, great pressure.
And then Freeman getting hounded by Brendan Williams, just flutters one up. And, I mean, you know, I don't think he's ever had one, Jeff, a defensive touchdown, but if you're doing the math, that is now Blake's 11th total touchdown this season. And, you know, it's funny because he didn't have one receiving last week, but he had one on the special teams. It's his second defensive slash special team touchdown. And the Falcons have 5 of them this year. KD has one. Ezel has one. Blake now has 2. And I'm missing, I believe, one of them. It's a strip 6. But I got to remember who it was or look around who it was.
Okay.
Grant Hill, the kickoff for the Falcons.
Or no, it was Batet. It's Batet's second special team. So it's his 12th all-time total touchdown. Excuse me.
Well,
I forgot. But it was the strip 6 against Lancaster, I believe. I remember that. Yes. Sorry, Blake. Did you some injustice. And Grant Hill will boot this one deep. York will let this one bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and the Falcons' defense is coming skipping onto the field. So I got to update now. Blake with his second defensive touchdown this season. Pick 6 and a fumble 6. Coach Floyd still does not seem satisfied as the defense comes out to the field now for their second time. York finds themselves in the biggest hole they've ever trailed against AC Flora by 28 points. Last year was a 7-point ball game pretty much throughout. In game number 1 this season, the Falcons turned it on late to win by 3 scores. It's now 35-7. First and 10 for York between the hashes on their own 20. Falcons will blitz. They bring 5. Freeman throws to the flat on the far side. It's caught by Mitchell. Turns it upfield to the 25. Sidesteps past the 30 and gets tattooed near the 35. Jordan Davis on the stop, but a nice pitch and catch from Freeman to Mitchell gives them first down yardage.
While they move the sticks, fans, please know that we're running a special at the concession stand. The canteen is offering $1 off pizza.
So first and 10 now for York. They move it past the 30 to their own 33-yard line far hash, going from right to left. First and 10. Mitchell on the left hip of Freeman. Falcons rush all 7. Mitchell gets through the initial line, past the 35, spinning towards the 40 before he gets taken down by a cast of Falcons. Of course, Jordan Davis looks to be on the bottom of the pile, but a 7-yard run for Mitchell.
Along with number 20, Larry Pickett, pickup of 6, brings up second down.
York's now finding their offense for the first time, really since the first drive of the game for the Cougars, where they went right down the field and punched the Falcons in the mouth. Safe to say the Falcons have responded. Second and 3 for York on their own 40 on the far hash, and Kai Davis tries to get about a 5-step head start. Usually that's not allowed, so he'll have to back up 5 of them his own.
yeah, I believe that was going to be a pass to Kai Davis.
I believe he was ready for that pass.
Look a little excited. Yeah.
And you can see the sideline. You probably can hear them on stream. They are very animated. Coming out of the locker room, shot out of a cannon and right on cue. They seem to be very amped up. So it's now second and 8 for York. They're on their own 35. 2 receivers down low. Kai up top. Blake Batet pressing them. And man-to-man. Freeman hands it off to Mitchell. He'll run it right all the way. Tries to turn it upfield past the 35 to the 40. Gets speared just past the 40, and he comes up a yard shy of first down yardage. Looks like it was Jordan Davis minding the feet on the stop. 7-yard carry brings up third down. Well, AC Flora has been stout on third down defense. 21% of the time they're able to. That's what the opponents are all to do.
Yeah, the other way.
Yes, the other way. You get the idea.
79% of the time.
They only get it 21% of the time. So third and 1 for York on their own 42 far hash. Freeman will get the snap, hands it off. No, he fakes it. Read option. He runs it right heel past the first down to the 45. Shoulders a man and gets spun down past the 50 to AC Flora territory at the 49. It's a 9-yard carry. Yeah, I have the number of where he is. He 21% of the time they get it. Well, it was a little farther up today, but you live and you learn. No one's complaining. So first and 10 for York into AC Flora territory on the 48 on the far hash. Freeman with Mitchell on his left hip. Checking the play at the line. Play clock at 15. Freeman gets the snap, looking for a quick throw here to Ferris at midfield to the near side. He turns upfield and gets right in to both Jordan Davis as well as Brandon Williams. Maybe a yard on the pickup from Ferris. No, not even get that.
No gain on the play.
Well, first I'll call Brandon Williams today. He's been everywhere as well. He had 7 tackles last week in the win against Camden. 2nd and 10 for York. Again, on their own 48. This time the near hash. Kai one-on-one against Kendall Bird. Down low. That's where Freeman looks. Now he rolls out to the far side, looking for a comeback route at the 40. It is caught. And dropping immediately is Ferris at the 40. He's, again, 2 yards short of a first down. In coverage with Larry Pickett. 8-yard pitch and catch brings up 3rd and short yet again.
Brings up 3rd down. Approximately 2 yards.
So they faked it over here to Kai, and then they went far side to Ferris. It's 3rd and 2. York on AC Flora's 40. They need the 38 of the Falcons for a first. Cougars have it on the far hash. Mitchell on the right hip of Freeman. Quarterback gets the snap. He'll pitch it to the far side of the field. Turning upfield, Mitchell will have first down yardage. Turns it up past the 35 and will step out of bounds. Looks to be at the 33-yard line.
Number 21, Iman
Mitchell, another nice carry. Back-to-back 7-yard pickups for him on the ground. Move the Jades. 35-7 lead for AC Flora against York. The Falcons have scored 5 straight touchdowns against the Cougars and now lead it just under halfway to go here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 for York at the Falcon 35 far hash. Freeman takes a quarterback power all the way to the right side, and he gets strung up and spun around and dropped. Tackle for loss for number 0, PB. His 20th tackle for loss this season. It's going to be a loss of 2.
Haynes pointed out Seneca over Lancaster 21-14. 8 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Thank you. I need to have that up. I have that up on my phone. I just haven't picked it up yet. So loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. York has it on the Falcon 36 far hash, going from right to left. Freeman directing traffic now, puts Ferris in motion from bottom to top. He'll get the snap, fakes the pitch to the far side, now looks to the near. He'll tuck the ball, runs it upfield, now pitches it to Ferris on the far side. Ferris outside of the 43 and gets shoved out of bounds by a couple of Falcons. Monty Lafitte, first man to greet him, as El Benag not far behind. Looks to be another loss of 1 on the play.
Number 23, Monty Lafitte in on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Freeman with kind of that like designed-esque fake quarterback draw.
Falcon Nation, it's 3rd.
And now it's 3rd down, 3rd and 11 for York. They need the Falcon 25. They're on the Falcon 26 or 36 in the far hash. Trips down low for the Freeman and the Cougars. Gets the snap. The southpaw looking over the seam. He's got Ferris at the 15 who makes the catch and spins inside the 5 before being tag teamed by Pickett and Benag. Great throw from Freeman, splitting the Falcon defenders. Pickup of 31 yards. So York now in the red zone. 1st and goal for the Cougars at the 5. Again, Falcons very good down here as well. 60% of the time the team's able to score on AC Flora here in the red zone. 5 wide for York. 3 up top, 2 down low between the hashes. 1st and goal on the 5. They'll fake the jet sweep. Freeman will take it himself, puts his shoulder down and comes up just shy at the 1. Larry Pickett saves a touchdown for the moment, but a 4-yard pickup for Freeman.
Shy of the goal line. 2nd and goal.
So 2nd and goal on the inch line for the Cougars. Between the hashes going from right to left. Freeman again 5 wide, 3 up top, 2 down low. And Coach Floyd will sprint down to call his first time out of the 2nd half with 3:48 to go. Well, the Falcons came out firing here in this 3rd quarter. York trying to calm the storm a little bit. Keep this from getting completely out of hand, but so far 28 points. Well, while we take a second. Hey, Columbia, open enrollment for Marketplace individual and family health insurance plans is happening now. Our local South Carolina Blue advisors are ready to help you get enrolled today. Visit us at Irmo Station next to Kroger or at betterwithbluesc.com/co. That's betterwithbluesc.com/co.
Nice.
I try.
Well read.
Thank you. I do do my job sometimes. Yes, 14-point lead for Seneca over Lancaster. Still 10-7 up in Daniel. Dreer over D.W. Daniel, which would be an incredible upset. South Point taking care of business 42-6 against Buford. They look to be wrapping that one up as we speak. As well as Camden, still 18-6 over Greer. Greer. All right. So York trying to pound this one in. Second and goal on the inch line. I mean, they potentially are the nose of the football away from putting this one home. Falcons put McGowan up at defensive tackle just to try to fill some space. 3 receivers up top, 2 down low. Freeman rushes to the line, will try to power it in himself, and he will get in. Touchdown on the quarterback sneak for Freeman. A 1-yard gain, and now York does strike back. It's 35-13, pending the extra point. Walling on for the extra point again. York's line offset, now will come into formation. Falcons not letting them run that trick play they ran earlier in the season against them. Walling, good snap, good hold. Falcons bring the house, but they don't get there. Extra point up and good, 35-14 lead.
Makes your score with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third. AC Flora 35, York 14.
Freeman 11 for 14, now 99 yards. Not a bad day for Freeman through the air, especially accurate. His 3 incompletions come off of 1 throwaway and an interception. He has 28 yards on the ground, accounting for, I believe that's, if I do the math around, 75% of their offense. Usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to see if York tries to maybe onside this one here. They are down 35-14, and it seems like AC Flora's offense is really be able to move the ball fairly easily against their defenses of late.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
At least attempt something. Yeah. I mean, this is, again, as we said in the open, it's, if you don't win today, there's no tomorrow. So York with potentially 15 minutes and 45 seconds of their 2025 season left. I would imagine they'd at least try something here. Got a big gap between the front line and the second line, about 20 yards. Walling set up like he's gonna pooch this one to the far side of the field, maybe onside it. And no, he just kind of pooches this one up to the 30-yard line. Charlie Scott smartly lets this one go by him, and it will roll out of bounds. So York potentially tries to kind of get the Falcons off guard, but right on cue, AC Flora sniffs it out.
Yeah, good job by Charlie.
Well, York, was credited earlier by Coach Floyd today. He looked at it and he said, one thing York does really well is get you out of position. They get you looking one place and something happens at another. Right there, York tried that on the kickoff. Looked like it was enough boot to the far side, instead boots it to the near side. Falcons are ready for it. So Roper Wensky now for the second time here in this third quarter will come out. Falcons will start on their own 35 in the near hash, going from left to right. 1st and 10. Wensky gets a snap, a bullet back, and now hands it to Simmons. He bounces it outside to the far side up to the 40. Now shuffles over to the 42, but gets taken down by Kai Davis. Another good tackle from the DB saves a long run as Simmons now his 21st carry.
And as
and it's hit 150.
Jared Cook predicted.
150, yeah, exactly right. So 2nd and 4 is Charlie Scott going to have to come off. Well, oh no, Simmons will come off. Interesting. Maybe a pad issue, I believe, it'll be Darius Moten, the man coming back for him. So the first time Simmons may not get the ball, it'll be 2nd and 4 for AC Flora. They line up on their own 41 between the hashes. Put the play clock back up there we go. 3:30 left to go here in this third quarter. 35-14 lead for the Falcons. Wensky gets the snap, and it will be a handoff to Moten straight upfield. He tries to pick his way forward, but gets shoved back. First man to greet him was Moore, as well as Kyrie Love. No gain on the play, brings up 3rd down. Simmons looks like a quick breather. He may be ready to go back in. Blake will jog on. 3rd and 4 for the Falcons here. They need their own 45. They're on their own 41. Line up on the far hash here against the Cougars, who are trying to put a big-time third down stop, get the ball back. Once he gets the snap, he'll hand it off to the right side to Moten, trying to fight forward, turns upfield to the 45, then spins forward. Moten gets first down yardage, tackle made by Ben Moe, the defensive lineman. But a 6-yard carry from Moten, very patient from the young sophomore, gets the first down.
Yeah, awesome blocking on that.
Correct. I believe Grady Bell led the way, and then Moten was able to kind of follow his blockers, and he'll stay in after a nice carry. 1st and 10 for the Falcons, line up between the hashes on their own 47. Wesky will get the snap, drop back, look for a quick out to Josh Davis on the far side. Got it at the Cougar 48, turns upfield past the 45, driving through defenders near the 40, and a flag flies late. Davis goes out of bounds at the Cougar 39 in coverage. Looks to be a couple of Cougars, Bennett Reeder, as well as Hayden Atkins.
Maybe a face mask at the end?
Maybe, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to call it. Very unconventional play.
Oh, it's the second sideline warning.
Oh, that'll do it.
Not a warning.
Not anymore. 14 yards for Josh Davis on his 3rd reception. First in the second half.
A sideline infraction for the 2nd time against the defense.
Keeping you updated. It's still 21-14 in favor of Seneca in the 4th quarter. We'll keep you updated on that one, of course. Winner of this will play the winner of that. So far, it looks like it's going to be South, the AC Flora and Seneca, and that will mean Jeff and I have to make a long trip up next week. Well, after the penalty, Falcons move 5 yards closer. They have the ball on the Cougar 34-yard line on the far hash. 1st and 10 with 2:22 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Falcons playing host here in the 1st round of the playoffs against York, and they lead 35-14. It's been all AC Flora since the opening drive from York. Lenski in the gun will get the snap, drop back. Now a quick out to the near side to Batet. Got it at the 30, turns upfield to the 25, shakes off one man past the 25, but he cannot stay in bounds. It was a nice job from Worthy just to keep Batet in front of him to an extent. 8-yard reception for Blake.
Kickoff is just shy of the 1st down, brings up 2nd down.
Roper nearing what would be 200. He's at 193, 14 for 18 here. 2nd and 2, Falcons on the near hash on the Cougar 26. Lenski will hand it off to Moten, running it right all the way, past the 20 to the 20 to the 15, and he gets shoved out of bounds past the 25 to the 20, if I can talk correctly. Hayden Atkins shoves him out of bounds, and another Cougar on the ground. That's Noah Morrison, who is not yet up. Now he is slow to get up, but he does able to start walking a little bit. 11-yard pickup for Moten, his best run of the day. It looks like Morrison staying on the field as of now. The Falcons getting the play call on the sideline. So Morrison will not leave the field of play quite yet. Or, never mind, now I was on cue, he will. I guess the officials did say you were down long enough, so he's going to run off the field with looks like maybe a groin kind of tweak. Hopefully he's all right as he's kind of bending over on the sideline. It'll be 1st and 10 for AC Flora at the Cougar 15 near hash. Once he gets the snap, hands it to Moten again, running it right side around the tackles, up past the 15, spinning towards the 10 before he's slung down by, again, number 48, Hayden Atkins. Nice carry from Moten around 5 yards on the 1st down pickup.
Pickup of 5.
Moten 22 yards off 4 carries, and what's kind of helping him as well is he's given Jalen Simmons a little of a break after Simmons, turned it on. But now, of course, Simmons comes back in. Well, I suppose Moten, wasn't it? Not missing.
Yeah, it was Moten.
Okay, making sure. Not mistaken him. 2nd and 5 for AC Flora on the 10 near hash. Simmons back in the game on the left hip of Roper, and that's where it's going to go. Hands it off up the middle, plunging towards the 5, barreling towards the end zone, but he jumps up a little short at the Cougar 4-yard line. A cast of Cougars bring him down. At the bottom of the pile again, the linebacker Hayden Atkins, as Simmons gets a 6-yard carry yet again. 156 for the talented junior.
It's not a cast of Cougars.
No, I know, but I was in my head, so I couldn't not say it. 1:15 here to go in this 3rd quarter. Falcons knocking on pay dirt yet again. They're on the Cougar 4, 1st and goal on the near hash. Again, handoff to Simmons straight up the field. He fights forward, knifing his way towards the goal line, but he comes up shy yet again at the 1. Simmons looking for his 3rd touchdown today. Looks like he will not get it quite there as Moore on the stop, the linebacker. Falcons have to snap. AC Flora has to snap this one more time. Play clock and game clock separated by about 20 seconds. Play clock at 19 now, game clock inching closer now at 35, so it'll be 2nd and goal on the 1 between the hashes for the Falcons. Simmons on the left hip of Roper. Wensky in the gun. Cougars have 9 in the box. It'll be a handoff straight upfield to Simmons, who will bounce into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. The 3rd one today for number 25. He's been everywhere, and the Falcons respond to the Cougar touchdown drive with one of their own. It's now 41-14, pending the extra point.
Yo, Charlie Player in on the
Actually, I like it.
Oh my goodness! And Nelson Watts is the holder.
You were ready for that, weren't you?
I know these guys.
Well, how do you know them, Jeff?
They're friends of my son. I've coached them in basketball too.
That was the point. I was trying to get you to plug yourself. Thank you, Jeff. Well, Charlie Player on for the extra point. Extra point up and good. Wow. That was a beautiful kick.
Yeah. No, he's got a leg.
I gotta say, Charlie's not the biggest guy. You know, we see Charlie Scott, who's, you know, big guy, but Charlie Player is not exactly the tallest man in stature, and he'll stay on to do the kickoff duties, Jeff.
I mean, you can kick it down to the.
Or no, never mind. He looked like he was running over him.
Well,
he might. Oh no, Grant. No, it's not Grant. Hey, he's coming back out.
No, all right.
Maybe time for some of the JV call-ups to get some action here in round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, and Charlie can kick it wherever he wants. Yeah, he's done all kinds of onside kicks, pooch kicks. Yeah, he's got enough leg to get it down inside the
part of the Creighton, playbook, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, he was like, so he had the first points of the season last year on that really good team with a 37-yard field goal against Irmo.
Oh, nice.
To start off the scoring.
Sick.
That was Cranford on the snap. Watts on the hold.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Will Cranford on the snap.
There you go.
That's the full JV battery.
The JV, that's good. The JV battery. Charlie Player on to boot this one deep, and he will pooch this one up near the 25. Unfortunately, it will hit out of bounds on the far side of the field. Well, no JV players come out for defense. Looks like the whole starting defense will at least get one more drive.
Ball will be placed 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for York.
Again, score still holding strong, at least as in Dreer. Going to the 4th quarter, they're up 10-7.
Wow.
It would be a monumental upset if the Blue Devils are able to knock off Daniel in the 1st round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
South Point 56-6 over Beaufort. Shocking, not really. No, Stallions going to easily move on. Camden still only 18-6 against Greer.
And yeah, whether Dreer is able to pull this off, they're definitely doing Coach Allen proud. So.
Correct. 1st and 10 for the Cougars on the far hash. Going from right to left on their own 35. Hands off up the middle to Mitchell. No play action over the middle. Off the hands of Esom. Incomplete. Freeman had him. A quick slant, but he just missed his slot receiver, or Isom.
2nd down.
15 seconds here to go in this 3rd quarter. AC Flora leading York 42-14. Falcons trying to put this one away here at home. Pistol formation. Looks like it's Ace Everett in the backfield for the first time today, behind Freeman. The senior quarterback gets the snap, and he'll play action. No, looks like it went the wrong way, so he'll shake and bake pass to the far side, past the 40, up near the 45 before he's tripped up out of bounds. As Elbanag on the stop, but Freeman, kind of a broken play, gets 10 yards on the keeper. I think Everett went to the near side instead, and Freeman kind of went to go hand it to him. I don't think Everett thought it was a run play, so kind of came out and took a block, and Freeman kept it himself and scampered over to the far side of the field for 10. He gets to the 45 of his own. 1st and 10 for York on their own 45 on the far hash. Freeman in the gun, he'll hand it straight away. This time, it is back to Mitchell, who scampers past the 45, up near the 49. A hard hit as Elbanag on the bottom of the pile. Flag comes out late. And now we'll have to check the marker as the 4th quarter is ready to get going. Personal foul against AC Flora gives York a free 15, and that will end up in a first down. So that's how they'll begin the fourth quarter. York will be now into AC Flora territory. While we get ready for the fourth quarter, open enrollment for Marketplace individual and family health insurance plans is happening right now. Discover what your local South Carolina Blue team can do for you. Located in Irmo Station on St. Andrews Road next to Kroger, Giovanni and her team of licensed health insurance advisors are ready to help you find a Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina plan that can fit your budget and needs. Meet in person or over the phone. Visit the SC Blue team in Irmo Station or at betterwithbluesc.com/co to enroll today. That's betterwithblue.com/co. Well, into the fourth quarter we go, Jeff.
Oh, wait, no.
What?
Defensive penalty, I guess they're...
Yeah, it was a personal foul.
Yeah, but it's untimed play in the end of the third.
Oh, you're right. Untimed play to the end of the third. So 1st and 10 here with one last play in the third quarter. York on the Falcons 36 far hash, now going from right to left. They'll hand it off to the near side, and it looked like it may have been a double reverse to thrower, but he couldn't pitch it. Mitchell got met behind the line of scrimmage by Monty Lafitte. 2-yard loss, and the untimed down goes in favor of AC Flora. So now it's the fourth quarter.
Will end the third quarter.
Just in case we forgot. And Monty Lafitte in on the fun.
That's funny. Whoever's running the scoreboard had to just press the horn because the clock had already run out.
With 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Dreer 10, Daniel 7.
Wow. Yeah, I'm about to start opening Lou to kind of get some live updates over there. Camden starting to pour it on. They're up 32-6 now. I guess they didn't update it.
Any Flora fans in town, make sure you head out. I assume it's at the KC Tennis Center.
Oh, yeah.
Are you assuming that the tennis match is at the KC Tennis Center? Go out and support the Flora Falcons as they battle Gray in tennis.
So second in what looks to be, I think 13 is what Jeff has on his scoreboard.
Yeah, I think it's... Actually, we'll be able to see it at this point. Yeah. It's 12 and a half. I round up.
I think technically 13, but 12 and a half. So second and 12 and a half. Lancaster on their AC Flora 39 between the hashes. Now going from left to right. Freeman in the gun, gets the snap and drops straight back. Looking over the middle to a scene, got Isom on the 20. He makes the catch and is slung down by Batet immediately. It'll be another nice pitch and catch, this time a 20-yard reception to Isom. Well, a seam route has been the big-time play for York these last two drives, and now have it in the red zone, 1st and 10 of the 19. Freeman gets the snap, hands it off to Mitchell, who kind of stops and goes offside and runs into a cast of Falcons. Monty Lafitte, first man to greet him. Brendan Williams on cleanup duty. Loss of 3.
Loss of 2.
Yeah, Mitchell kind of put the brakes on, had to kind of go up and around the left tackle, and he did not find any luck out there. Yeah, it looks like Larry Pickett after the heat. I think it was, I can't remember who was over the middle. It was Ferris who he hit hard, and he's now getting iced up on the sideline, so his day may be done. Second and again.
It's 12 and a half again.
12 and a half again for York at the 22. Dropping back is Freeman. He gets immediate pressure, and he can't escape. Bear hugging and wrapping him up is Brennan Williams. Another sack for big number 50 back at the 30. It's a loss of 10 officially as they mark him down at the AC Flora 31, his second of the day, Jeff. That's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, the defensive line has been awesome tonight.
Yeah, he was in there almost immediately. Seneca just went up by 28-14 against Lancaster. That may be all she wrote for the Bruins. Potentially that means AC Flora have to drive up. Third and a Lancaster mile here for York as they have it on the 31, dropping back Freeman. He steps into his throw, a long throw to Kai Davis in the end zone is incomplete. In coverage is Kendall Bird and Katie Daniels. Davis still down on the play.
Oh.
And
York players on the ground,
yeah,
either side.
Not ideal. Number 54, Tyrese French, the left guard, is down as well. I didn't see that one.
And it's the second time Kakai's been down.
He got hit pretty hard earlier on the fake punt that got called back for an eligible man downfield.
Give a hand to number 2, Kiki Davis.
Kiki.
Injured player for York.
Do you love me?
Is it Kiki or Kakai?
Kai.
That's what I thought.
I don't, yeah, it's fine.
Give a big round of applause for number 54, Tyrese French as well.
Both players headed over the sideline.
So it looked like Daniel was going in to score, and they fumbled inside the 5.
Are you serious?
6 minutes ago, Dreer takes over.
Wow.
10:46 to go in the 4th.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Twitter. Because obviously we can't watch these games ourselves. So 4th and 22 for York on the Falcon 31 between the hashes. They're going to go for this one. They need the Falcon 9 for a first. 5 wide, Freeman drops back. Falcons rush 4. Freeman steps out of the pocket. He may just take off. Not even smart. He throws it way behind the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete anyways. And that will bring up a turnover on downs. He's looking for Ferris Azelbanag in coverage. And AC Flora will just
pass the line?
Yes, by about 3 yards. He threw the ball on the 28, 27-yard line. The line of scrimmage is at the 31.
Yeah.
Usually that's not what you're looking for.
Yes. All right. That's what I was looking for, though.
I mean, we're not complaining. With 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, AC Flora looking to ice this game away up 42-14. We could head to the weekend, Jeff, with another playoff win. AC Flora now their 7th straight postseason appearance. And they will take this one here at home. Last year they won the first one at home before falling to West Side up on the road. You know, we're looking to build off of what was a 0-win performance 2 years ago at Hartsville. They won 1 last year, now looking to win 2, maybe hopefully more.
Yeah. That was a good West Side team.
Very good West Side team. Cutter Woods is going to be one to watch for here on the Gamecock depth chart in the future. I had everything ready to go for that game, and then of course they said, nope, you can't stream. And then
they failed.
And FHS went down. Moulton, we're 1 at straight ahead. Pickup of round 2. So I can start easing off my broadcasting after the blowout. And since we have a stream, you know, I couldn't do this if we were, you know, radio, but I'm allowed to kind of chill out a little bit now.
Yeah.
The highlights coming in a decisive win usually don't come as frequently.
Oops.
2nd and 7. Come on, Jeff. Get your thing right.
Yeah, I hit my camera.
No, your scoreboard's wrong. 2nd and 7.
Is it really?
Yeah, play action. Charlie Scott near side has the ball past the 45. Will swung out of bounds.
Lewinsky's pass is complete to number 14, Charlie Scott.
Charlie's first reception of the second half, 8-yard reception. And now Roper goes over 200 yards.
Falcon, first down.
201 for Roper. 15 for 19. That's usually pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, we're now going complete on Twitter just to kind of keep up with these games. First and 10 for AC Flora on the 46. Hands it to Moulton. Tries to skip forward, but runs into a brick wall. Gain of 1. Fun stuff, eh?
Yeah, I wonder if BJ's back.
Yeah, I would assume so. He has to be, but because I mean, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I think it was a game thing. I don't think it was like a whole season.
Yeah.
2nd and 9 for AC Flora. Linsky, again, another handoff, this time to Quan. Williams finds a hole on the left side, gashing the Cougar defense for 10. We're going to officially mark 10 yards. There we go. Quan's first carry of the game goes for 10, and the AC Flora Falcons move the chains yet again. I'm just bouncing between Lancaster and Seneca now, and Dreer on Twitter. It's great. Logan Price in the game, Jeff.
All
Gets
right.
the handoff, runs it left side. The speedster gets up to the 40s, drags a defender near the 38. Did not think I'd see Logan Price on the H-back position today, but a nice carry for him.
Pickup of 5 brings up 2nd down. 5 to
Falcons
go.
just rotating the whole backs now. As it right back out there, Quan. Roper still in the game, but of course a couple of extra bodies as the near side receivers, Joel Johnson, Jeff.
All right.
Far side's Mac Huey. Hands off to Quan up the middle, shakes and bakes forward, but only a pickup of a couple, up to around the 36.
Number 7, Jaquan Williams. Brings up
And here comes
3rd
Logan Price
down,
back into the game.
3 to go.
Of course, Logan kind of had his season rocked pretty early, broke his collarbone in game number 1 against Westwood, and has been on and off the field as of late. He started as a defensive back, but then the defensive back's emerging kind of. He feels like he's going to be one of his key players next year after kind of having his season upended early in this year, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's an awesome athlete.
Yes, he's very fast. You may see right here, 3rd and short. Turns it upfield to the 35. He may be gone right on cue. Logan Price down the left sideline, and he will score. 36-yard lightning strike for the sophomore.
Number 10, Logan Price. Around the left edge.
That feels like one of my Chris Fowler. He can make a house call from anywhere. Look out, he just might do it.
Oh man, that was awesome. We might have to do a Mill Pond Steakhouse ad, Rita.
Oh gosh. Make me get all. I gotta find my papers now. How,
No, I handed it. It's on what I handed you. It's on the other page.
I gave it back to you, unfortunately, Jeff.
Did you really?
I mean, I have my own. Thank you very much. Let's fish it out. Extra point, good.
Your field goal operation. Frankfurt on the stand.
Don't worry, we'll get one next dead ball. Gosh. Jeff's putting me on the spot here. That's rude.
That's all right.
See how rude this guy is? I'm his barely paid intern, you know. That's what he calls me. Remember my barely paid
yeah.
intern. Well, step back in time at Mill Pond Steakhouse, where rustic elegance meets southern hospitality in beautiful Boykin, South Carolina. Nestled just a short drive from Columbia, discover a serene dining experience unlike anything else in the state. Savor certified black Angus beef, low country seafood specialties, and favorites like marinated rack of lamb while enjoying breathtaking views of the historic Mill Pond. Experience top-notch service where everything is just perfect. Reserve your table today at millpondsteakhouse.com.
Awesome.
Happy now?
Yeah. And thank you to Mark Price, and let's watch Logan Price run that again or score that touchdown.
That was cool.
Yeah, just
Aw, dang it. Daniel took the lead.
nice work. All right. Oh, Daniel did. Oh man.
Yeah.
Lancaster 21.
Oh, Lancaster got it back down to 7.
Huh.
It will be Grant Hill booting this one deep to the goal line. York takes it in at the inch of the goal line. Now running upfield's got a cold. Looks like Iman Mitchell may go all the way past midfield. No, not past Grant Hill. Of course, the kicker. Not so fast, says number 13. Mitchell almost with a kickoff return. Grant Hill, another game-saving, another kickoff returning save.
You can't get by Grant Hill.
Grant Hill is the ultimate kicker tackler.
Yes.
You see, I have Grant on my stat sheet just for his kickoff abilities. He has now 5 tackles on the season.
Jeez.
You did not think I had that stat, did you?
That's awesome. I mean, it's Yeah, it's awesome to have him as that
Yes.
safety valve.
I think it might be 6, actually. I think I might have, because I had to do it manually.
Yeah.
Because I already gave a referral to Coach Brown for not giving me a chance to update. So, 1st and 10 for York. Friedman looking over the middle. Now he'll launch to the far side of the field. Falcons read it perfectly, and Batet in coverage runs out of room inbounds.
Complete on the left sideline. Blake Patet in coverage.
Yeah, Lancaster just not giving up. They're, again, down 7, onside kick incoming, but here at Memorial, timeout officially, 6:47 to go. So it looks like right now AC Flora will drive to Seneca next week unless Lancaster has a vigorous comeback in him. Hands it off to Mitchell off the field, and he gets nowhere. Spins and maybe gets a yard. Of course, the defensive line, the key factors in that one, as well as number 32, Jack Long, and number 29, Timothy Koutrakis.
Along with Peyton Bishop. Number 50, Brennan Williams. Number 29, Timothy Koutrakis, all in on the play. Stop for no game, brings up 3rd down.
Who's 26 on their team?
20s on their team or our team?
Our team.
Lane.
Okay.
Yeah, Godfrey.
Oh,
Brochu back there. He throws it underneath, and York may have the 1st down and more. Spins past one and gets taken to the turf. Asel Banag with all. Hitman is the great term for that. Catch made by T.I. Shear? Sure. It's either. I'm not sure exactly that's how you pronounce his first name, but yes, it's a 1st down. So 1st and 10 for the Cougars. 25. Brochu back there, belly action over the middle. 3rd hit, incomplete. Katie Daniels read it like a book. Shearer gets taken to the turf by number 11.
Kevin Daniels over the fence. Pass falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
It's one of those make you think hits.
Yeah, and it's one of those don't throw up the middle again.
Yeah.
Quarterback for York.
Ugh.
Yeah, Brochu there. In the game for Friedman, the seniors now potentially played his final high school game. And another make you think. Kai Davis looking for the quick curl, and instead Josiah Morris.
On the breakup, brings up 3rd down.
So 3rd down for York. Falcon trying to turn away the Cougars potentially one final time and take this one home. 3 straight wins over the Cougars on the gridiron. The Falcons, again, potentially will probably be facing Seneca up in the upstate, in the edge of the state, as Jeff put it to me this morning, or today. Play action now. Brochu gets taken down, and there's nowhere to go as Peyton Bishop has his 2nd sack of the day. Falcons have been all over the place, averaging 3.5 sacks so far a game this season, and right now it feels like it's a lot more than that. I believe that's number 5 today, at least. Maybe 6, if I'm counting correctly. 3rd and long for York. Joel Johnson comes on the field for an edge rush. Brochu dropping back. Pump fakes. Now he'll drop and scramble to the left side. An incomplete pass on the far side of the field. Looks like Kai Davis intended receiver. Josiah Morris in coverage.
Dirty Bird defense holds.
It'll be a punt here for York, potentially field goal. I know Zan Walling has a good leg, so I wouldn't be surprised.
That was 4th, right?
Oh, it was 4th? I thought it was 3rd. Oh, never mind. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that play. I like that a lot more. So under 5 minutes to go, we can, I guess I can rest easy and really keep glued to my phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new
Yeah, so next week, whether we get to stream at
Oh, it's
Seneca-
Riggs.
Oh, Riggs at quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah, whether we get to stream will be up to Seneca. We'll ask, and hopefully they'll say yes.
Up the middle. And of course, Riggs is
Greg Scott on the quarterback
Jeff
keeper.
described as Lamar Jackson of the JV team.
Yeah.
Shot for a yard.
To the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, I was talking to Brown. He's like, I really hope we can start designing some plays for Riggs here soon because Riggs is such a fun player to have out there. It looks like AC Flora is going to run off another player that's, gosh, I'm going to butcher this. EJ Meisowitz. Riggs play action. Now he rows to the far side of the field. It is caught and tackled.
Ooh, Nelson.
There you go, Jeff. He knows.
Yeah.
It's Parks.
Oh, is that Parks?
It's Parks. 88's Parks.
Complete. Greg
Okay,
Scott to number 88, Parks Van Blake.
Parks Van Blake.
Riggs with his first completion today. Of course,
Snyder with the block.
I actually do have the stats on Riggs, Jeff, if you want to hear them. Because
Oh,
well, maybe in 1 second. But yeah, Riggs is, I think that was his second completion.
nice.
I believe so. He's a lot of rushing stats, but for whatever reason, I don't have that. I don't think I updated them from when he last time came. So it's 30 and 6. Yay. Matt Huey down low. Parks Van Blake up top. Of course, his brother Trip Van Blake, longtime AC Flora receiver.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, they threw a flag. I'm not sure what. Play clock was at 2. I guess maybe
Yellow
flinching.
pocket square
Oh,
comes out.
never mind. Yellow pocket square. Thanks,
Oh.
Monty.
And then
penalty
another one.
marker comes out.
So,
Usually not.
oh, is it disconcerting signals again and then personal foul after that?
I have no idea, actually. I'm not sure what's
Yeah,
going on.
well, no, wait.
Yeah.
I called a personal foul against us.
Appears to be unsportsmanlike conduct
Or unsportsmanlike,
against
yeah.
the offense and the defense.
No, offsetting. It looks like Daniel's going to survive the scare. They've got to break up, and looks like they're going to be able to take a.
Will most likely offset.
Looks like Drew will not be able to
14 to
pull
10.
off the upset. Yeah, 14-10.
Oh, wow. Well, good job, Drew.
I say what a last game from Dreer this season. And I think McGowan has no idea what he's doing. Well, not like know what he's doing. I don't think he. May rephrase. I don't think he understands what he did in a sense. Like I don't think he knew why they gave him a penalty as well.
Yeah.
Once again,
Sorry, that
this
was poorly
penalty
worded on my
offset.
end.
It will remain 3rd down.
And timeout
7
called.
yards to go. Falcons.
So it looks like we have a couple cool upsets brewing potentially, and unfortunately for us, neither of them are going to come to fruition. I believe I'm not seeing any good updates on Lancaster, which usually means I'm not seeing any updates.
No changes, yeah.
Correct.
Well, Flora leads York 49-14 at Memorial Stadium.
Wait, really? How'd you know that?
Yeah, 3:33 left in the game.
Oh my gosh! You think we're
I
gonna,
like their
think
chances.
they're gonna pull it out?
Yeah.
Dang it! I was really hoping for an upset there.
Yeah, no.
Once again, thank you to all of our parent volunteers who have worked tirelessly.
Yeah, so next week will be at Seneca, and then
Your support is
presumably the winner of that game will travel to South Point.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping to avoid them as long as possible, with more in the sense of playing them as late as possible, but I don't think that's going to happen. Play action as Riggs rolls to the near side. He's got a lot of grass in front of him and decides to throw it over the middle, and is caught and taken in. Looks like that is not Parks Van Blake. That is Kane Snyder. First down that was a beautiful dot from Riggs on the run. That was a good throw from Riggs.
Yeah, that was nice. Good job by Cade.
DJ Johnson now will run up top as the receiver. AC Flora to turn over a lot of receivers next year, so getting some reps out. Play action again. This time Matt Huey makes the grab at the 41.
I was fooled by the play action.
Don't worry, I usually am too.
Pickup of 5. 2nd down.
Well, as the AC Flora also rotating in some offensive linemen. It looks like, I believe it's Curry. Yes, Isaiah Curry, the center right now. 2:30 left to go here in this one. York brings the house, hands off the middle, and trying to pick his way forward. I believe that's Trayvon Gary.
Darius Moten up
Yes.
the middle.
Oh, no, it's Moten.
Picks
Never
up a
mind.
couple.
Well, a successful day for Roper Wensky. 15 for 19, 201 yards through the air. And, of course, Jalen Simmons had the day on the ground. His career high, 23 carries, 157 yards against this York defense.
Nice work.
You cannot complain, as Charlie Scott is practicing his fadeaway jumper on the sideline.
And then, yeah, two runs in particular that Simmons did that I just don't know how he kept going.
Correct. Brings looking for a screen here to DJ near side. He gets tattooed on the play by Moore. Makes the reception.
To DeMarquise Johnson, number 17.
Now with 1:30 to go, AC Flora try to ice this game away with one more first down. It looks like they're going to try to do so.
39-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. 2 yards to go for the Birds.
Probably just let Moten run this.
I would assume so. Maybe let Riggs on the, maybe a read
Oh,
option.
yeah.
Quarterback power, I wouldn't either or. Trying to get York to jump off sides. No dice quite there. And now timeout call from Coach Floyd. The third and final timeout here, this one. I love that everyone just, passes around the headsets on the offense after, when these games like this. Like, it went from Charlie to Roper, now back to Charlie, as well as Jamari Carmichael has a headset right now, too.
Yeah.
Just we're having some fun. Yeah, all the coaches got to give their headsets. They're like, oh, yeah, let the players have some fun.
Charlie on the headset.
Yeah, Charlie. And then Jamari's somewhere. Jamari's the other one. He's close down, walking around.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine what's being said in the headsets right now. Well, AC Flora needs 2 yards to ice this game away, or York will get one more crack at it. Riggs and the gun, hands off to Moten, runs it left side, getting strung up behind the line, and York says not today. Tackle for loss, and the Cougars will end on a high note on defense.
We want to say congratulations to number 14, Charlie Scott, who went over 1,000 career receiving yards last week against Camden High School.
Now who's getting...
Number 14, Charlie Scott, 1,000.
Roper's dousing him, don't worry. I think the bottle Roper grabbed ran out of water.
Roper Winsky, 8,000 career passing yards for QB1.
It's pretty cool they both did it at home, too.
Yeah.
The water Josh grabbed to douse Roper did not run out of water. I saw Roper dance away real quick. Well, Brochu will get one more crack at it for York. 45 seconds left. It looks like they're going to try to at least air this one out, get some end of the positive note in the offense as well. Pass to Mitchell here near side of the wheel route. He has it and gets taken down by Johnson at the end.
Number 21 on the reception stays in bounds.
And Coach Floyd is still yelling, don't worry.
not happy.
No, he's making sure his team is locked in on this final drive of the game.
Change of move. Ball spotted at the 44.
Or as locked in, I guess, as they can be, rather. Well, we'll be up in Seneca next week, yay. Brochu dropped, looking for a long shot down the right sideline. Johnson in coverage and incomplete, almost. Had an interception there, looking for Ty McConnell, but DJ almost had I think McConnell kind of interfered with him, but just enough to make it not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the final, so Seneca 28, Lancaster 21.
Good battle by Lancaster.
Very good battle. We were open at the end, but weren't able to. It felt like every time. Well, honestly, the other way around. Seneca would go up by 2 scores, and Lancaster would kind of respond.
Yeah.
Seneca returned the opening kickoff in the second half, and Lancaster came back and scored again.
Although that's good news for Flora too.
Yes.
Because
a lot of the teams that I guess we had to get that far. It's one of those things where nice tackle by Kane Snyder. It's one of those things that you have to kind of get that far for it to matter.
Yeah.
Because that's the other side of the bracket for both of those.
But maybe
I guess Seneca.
Yeah, but I mean, like, maybe our maybe our region's not as bad as.
Well, we'll find out. Well, I mean, the bottom half of the region's not as bad. The top of the region's still very, very good.
Yeah.
Camden took care of business against Greer.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, we hope to be streaming. Final, by the way, 49-14. We hope to be streaming.
Yeah.
That's kind of the plan. Obviously, it's one of those, will they let us do it? Will they not?
Yep.
But, yeah. Maybe we'll get a crack at it. Probably won't get a crack back here at Memorial after the 2 losses. You know, usually I think our best chance was next week to get a crack back at Memorial.
Yeah.
Because you have to have both the 2 and the 3 seed loose.
Wait, no, we're on the other side of the bracket.
I'm saying
we have to have.
we have to wait to
Oh, you mean like to
get back here.
To play
here
for the upper state championship? Yeah, we would have to beat South Point, and then we would have to have.
I just don't envision South Point losing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But I mean, I could see Camden winning that bottom half of the bracket.
Yes, I could. Yes, Camden is good. Camden's a very good team. I think they showed a lot in that second half to show you why they're such a good team.
Oh yeah, and if if Daniel's the number 2 seed and they struggled against Dreher.
Yeah, well. May have just been a sleepwalk.
Camden could be the best team on that side.
May have been a sleepwalk game. We'll see though. I think next week we'll see a lot, and hopefully again we have not done a round 2 of the playoffs since we won state. So. Yeah. Right, because last time we did a round 2, because we couldn't do one last year because of the.
Last time we did.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me as always.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone for watching.
Jeff and I will be making the trip up no matter what next week.
My dad said, "Great broadcast."
Right. We try. Thanks.
Great win, great podcast. Awesome. All right. Hopefully we'll be up in Seneca. Whether or not we get a stream, hopefully we will. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Ball.